Intro. Today I'll be talking about h3h3Productions, giving updates on his lawsuits, and of course his feud with Hasan Piker. If you don't know, this is basically a sequel to my iDubbbz video that I just uploaded, so make sure to go check that out. This is basically a follow-up video that goes over segments that I usually would talk about in those videos, but I didn't have enough time to edit it and all that. And I actually liked doing a video just on h3h3 and some of the stuff that, he goes through on his own, especially because of these lawsuits. Because I made a video just specifically about them. There is a bit to talk about regarding h3h3, the lawsuits, him versus Hasan in general, and that'll be in this video. So if you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe as I do videos on locales, internet dramas, and more. I have a bunch of video ideas. I'm going to try to grind them all out throughout the winter, or throughout December and January. I'm going to try to get as much of these out as possible, so make sure to look out for that. I cannot wait to show you some of these that I have planned. There's a big one that I have that I might have to work on in the background first while making some smaller videos. But we will see because, I'm very interested in some of this. But yeah, so some of this is stuff I was talking about during the entire segment. Make sure to also use YouTube's new hype feature. It's mobile only, but it will help me out a lot. Also, thank you for clicking on the video to help me out the most. As Daddy Denogla made a video on it, and I talked about it in my iDubbbz video. The best way to help me out is to watch the video all the way through, and to also just be clicked on the video in general, but also, of course, liking, subscribing, commenting also helps, and hyping the video. But the big two ways to help another YouTuber is to click on their video and to watch it as far as possible. I do have timestamps, so if you get bored of a segment, or if you don't like a segment, like you don't want to listen to Hasan, I get that. That stuff is exhausting to just go over in general. But yeah, just wanted to go ahead and say that. Again, thank you all for the support. Hopefully you all enjoy what's coming out soon. And with all that said,
boy, the captain's going to earn his paycheck today. Let's go!
Frogan is going broke. Frogan has also seemed to be going broke, just like iDubbbz, as a clip came out during the time of making this video on the 13th of December, her crying on stream and talking about how her Twitch isn't doing well anymore, and here's that clip.
You're only 11 subs away from 200, and we are halfway through the month, so that's kind of crazy. Do the math! Mama needs to pay rent! Answer? Hello?
Could you stop begging for rent? It's so
Then you know what? Fine.
dude.
Give me. You know my Venmo. Send me then.
I'm just like, I keep watching and I'm like, oh, here she goes again, begging for rent.
Okay,
Like,
some of us don't. Okay, then pay rent then. You know my Venmo. Send
You know what? You know what you should do? You should move back home and start a new life. That's what you should be doing.
Dude, he always says that because he wants. You know what? Sorry, I'm not a loser and live with my brother like you do. So.
You know what you need to do? Can I be honest with you?
What?
You need to do Joker again. I loved your Joker. Can you do Joker tonight? How many subs to do Joker?
With one paint, and you're the one that we were having fun. You're the one that ruined everything.
What do you mean I ruined everything? What's wrong with you? Can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
What is wrong with you? Are you in a bad mood?
No, I am because of you. I was doing just fine.
Oh no, I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's just it was a content joke. Did I send you on a spiral now, Fro? I was joking. I didn't know you were in a I didn't know you were gonna cry. This was a joke. Fro, are you okay?
I'm fine.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
No, you're gonna call me after stream so we could talk about it like normal people and not on stream?
No, I'm not. I hate when you told me to move back home.
Okay, I didn't mean to make you upset. It was just a joke.
And Twitch streaming sucks. I hate it. It's been bad for a few months.
Yeah, but just have fun with it. Like if you have fun with it, it doesn't matter. Forget about the money, just have fun.
It's my job though. I have to focus on the money.
I know you do, but that's unfortunately like you can't control the money. You can only control the content, you know? Like you can't control how much money people give you. That's not going to be something you can control. You can just control on how much fun you have, and then hopefully the money will come, you know?
I guess.
No. It's like when Honestly, like you can't control it. People are hurting right now. It's not a great time for anyone to like be giving, discretionary funds. So if you just have fun, like you're gonna make money. Like do your fun stuff. I love when I see you. I was just fucking with you, but I really do like when you do like silly stuff. You're really funny at that stuff. Like the Joker thing that we did together, that was hilarious. I'll come back to streaming if you do Joker.
Nobody wants you back.
Everybody,
Finish your YouTube video first before you come back to stream.
I got yelled at today by my editor. He threatened to quit.
Why?
Because I kept changing it. He was like, if I have to edit this one more time, I'm stopping. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm just overthinking it. I really don't feel good about it. Fro?
What?
Listen, buddy, it's okay.
Is it okay?
You can live. Yeah. Dude, it's okay.
Doesn't feel okay. What's wrong with me?
You're fine. You're fine, dude. You're fine. You are fine. Like it's just this sucks and it's not easy. You're fine. You're doing great. Everybody is in the trenches right now fighting for their lives on the platform. So like don't get down on yourself.
No, I know.
I didn't mean to upset you. I just thought I was making with you just to make content. And I don't like having these conversations on.
Yeah, well, you started it.
Oh well, I'm gonna end it, I think.
Well, it would be funny if I wasn't only at 189 subs and we're almost halfway through the month.
Okay, well, this is why you got to bring back Brogan. People want to see it. 2,000 subs. But if you guys get 2,000 subs by the end of this month, I will come back as Brogan on your stream for 1 hour.
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. No one's getting subs these last couple months. It's crazy.
I know, because people are hurting. Are you kidding me? We're in a recession. I'm so glad I quit at this time.
You quit a year ago. What do you mean?
I knew in advance. Clairvoyance. A lot of people say that about me. I'm clairvoyance.
The guy on the other end started making out good points. That's making out, huh? If you aren't making money or doing well, then just try to have fun with it instead. And just because it's her job doesn't mean that she can't have fun with it. Although I get focusing on the money part and seeing how that is important, because especially if you're struggling and you have to stress about it, money makes the world go round. But Frogan socials don't really do that well, and this might be an example of just being canceled, really, because on Twitter, every time I see a selfie of her or anything of the sort, people are just dogging on her and making fun of her all the time. Her friend drops the ball at the end of this whole clip, though, basically just talking about, like, oh, well, people don't really have the money right now to donate and stuff like that. And I don't really like the idea of trying to rely on people to donate or sub to her streams to get far or to get by. But I do think it's time for her to get a job anyway. Not even trying to be mean, but if your streams aren't doing well, especially with what I'm about to get into in a minute, it seems like a job is actually the best route for her. It happens to a lot of creators, though. They end up having to change routes, and she said herself that she hates streaming, which I'm guessing she doesn't really mean, but she just hates it because it's not doing well. I think a lot of people would be happier actually having an actual job with consistent income than streaming. And that's the thing about being a YouTuber or streamer, is worrying about whenever your time is up, if you can adapt and make changes, because some YouTubers do stay on for a very long time. Some just, accept their defeat and they don't really adapt or overcome, and they either continue to fail for as long as they upload, or they just go get an actual job, or maybe a mix of both. And YouTube and streamer pay can be very inconsistent, and it is such a gamble. It is truly gambling with your life and your finances, and it's super annoying and kind of sad in a way. She could still stream as well while working, so I don't see why she wouldn't just do that, just stream less hours a week and such. She had a job around 3 to 4 years ago, as she left in 2022 to do full-time streaming, but she was a public health scientist, which, if you don't know, is, to summarize it, basically someone who studies data on diseases and how to prevent them and some other public health stuff. That's the main thing, and they make an average of $111,000 a year. There was some studies saying that it was $94,000, which is still a very good amount of money. Although you can't trust these stats, and they're usually inflated. If they're starting out at $100,000 And even if she's struggling with money now, she might be able to make way more money in doing something actually good for the world and in general, and being productive to the world, if she just went back to work. And I think that's a good idea, especially because she could be like, you know, an advocate for something else instead of going into politics. For in that way, she could be maybe more of a green person, like promoting, you know, being healthier or giving us details and data on like what's going on with the world with diseases and stuff. There's possible changes and adaptations that she can go through if she goes down this route. I think she currently lives in LA as well. And, you know, LA is expensive, and she used to live in Michigan or was born in Michigan. And if she went closer to her family and went back there, if they are still there, she'd be able to probably stream and live off of it a lot easier, or be able to, you know, do a bit more. And I think even like, you know, in Michigan, you probably could still get paid in general. I don't think the salary really changes from state to state that much. So she could still make a good living off of being a part-time streamer and then also fully working as a public health scientist. To me, it's super strange how so many people go to LA to, quote, network and collaborate, but end up really doing nothing with it. And Frogan is an example of this. I think I would rather just stay in my home state if I'm not promised consistent stuff for years on years on years. And the only thing I've seen Frogan do recently is her cameo in the H3 Content Cop, and anything else like a podcast and etc. like she is doing now, or like how the podcast is done now that she does, can just be done online over a virtual call of some sort. Plenty of people do this and it works just fine. She has the equipment and probably money to do so, and so do her like co-hosts and stuff like that. You don't have to be in person. I don't even think they are anyway. And also the podcast isn't really big, so it's not really like all of her other socials really aren't big. She might get some decent traction on Twitter and stuff every once in a while saying something controversial, but her streams don't really do that well, and I'm going to go into that in just a second. So if I was her, I'd really move back to her home state, so she could fly to whatever event and it'd be cheaper than just sitting in LA doing nothing and having to pay all those expensive living prices. Although my statement could be a false hope given, like I criticized that other dude doing, I also think that there's some legitimate ways in her position that if she isn't lying here about her income, which we'll get into in a moment as well, that she could still stream and do well. Because I'm not going to be like, oh, like, you know, I don't want to be like a complete doomerist. There's just some obvious changes that if I was her, I would make immediately. But she also just has a terrible reputation in general and is not liked by the entirety of like the internet because of her own actions. A lot of streamers were apparently really cool and interesting till they got into politics. Like I think I talked about with the whole Kaceytron lawsuit in this video, which you'll see in a moment. But then they all get political and it's start of their downfall because there's like they argue about stuff that maybe not in a like middle tone, and they are so hard on one side and they're so also bashful and mean and rude towards the other side. Like saying, she's the same person by the way that said soldiers should get PTSD, so in a way this is kind of karma. But let's go over her Twitch tracker. But I don't really know how to check like the sub count and how much she's making. I don't know what website that is, but you know, there's still stuff that we can look over here with her like whole thing online. From what it looks like recently in the few days of this month, she's been averaging a little bit of like double digit viewership and not triple digit. And I don't know why some of these streams do better than others, but you can see here that some of these are, you know, hundreds, like not below 200. Some of them go even higher. I don't know why this is the case, why some of these are better than others, but you know, she's still streaming 5 days a week, I'm pretty sure. We'll go over to the performance summary where she's only streaming 30 hours, averaging 94.8 viewers, which is kind of low, I think. Like, it's high in Twitch standards, I feel. But also at the same time, it's not really enough to live off of. I don't know. I don't know how many subs she has. I don't know how many of those are, like, you know, raw subs that she, you know, has reoccurring and everything. And she's not really gaining many followers as well. But her peak viewers were 477, and she did stream like 3,000 hours, or hours watched was 3,000. So I just don't know about these stats, though. I don't know if they're that good. But from what it looks like, she is correct. She's been on a bit of a fall recently. And hey, I mean, it happens. There are also bad months online in general. I think the recent months have been kind of bad online in general anyway. You're also just, you know, you're a person that's not really liked. There's so many negative aspects about you. You're probably, like, I've criticized her content before because it's not really that great. It's kind of boring and such. So, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that she has to change first. Isn't wiping tears on your hijab probably, like, a bad thing? I just don't think that's a good thing to do because, like, I wouldn't, like, wipe my tears on, like, a cross necklace. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're allowed to do that in their religion or not. But Ethan Klein responded to this saying, I've been paying my mods for years, by the way, just showing the clip. And that's his only response so far. And one of the only other streamers to respond to this is Asmongold saying, only in America can an overweight woman with a brand new nails cry about not having money, then complain that her job sucks because she has to watch YouTube videos. That's another thing too, is that she doesn't really do anything interesting. She just is mainly a reaction person. Again, not really anything good. To be honest, her quality of content isn't that great. So on top of just reacting to stuff, she has these like wild political opinions. Anyway, Hasan says, next she's going to tell us she got PTSD from reading mean comments. Should have joined the military instead.
Is she talking about subscribers more than DSP? That's impressive.
Hello?
Could you stop begging for rent? It's so.
Then you know what? Fine.
Dude,
Give me. You know my Venmo. Send me that then.
I'm just like, I keep watching and I'm like, oh, here she goes again, begging for rent.
Okay.
Like,
No. Okay, then pay my rent then. You know my Venmo. Send
you know what? You know what you should do? You should move back home and start a new life. That's what you should be doing.
Dude, he always
So
says that because he wants. You know what? Sorry, I'm not a loser and live with my brother like you do. So.
You know,
What's wrong with living with your brother? Maybe you should live with your brother or your sister. Maybe you'd be better off. You'd be able to pay rent more easily. I think that Asians in Asia they do it way better than we do in this regard. Where like it's not this like socially unacceptable thing to live with your parents or to live with your family. I think that's the way it should be.
The one that we were having fun. You're the one that ruined everything.
And now she's already upset 1 minute in. She crying.
what's wrong with you? Are you in a bad mood?
No, I am because of
Are you There's no way, bro, there's no way you don't know what you did. Oh my God. He just goes on there and calls her broke and makes her cry. He's like, what's wrong? She should move away to somewhere that's cheaper, where she can afford to take care of herself and get a real job. It's obviously, you're obviously never going to be a successful streamer, right? It's just not going to happen. You've been doing it for years now. You've never met, the only times that people talk about you is whenever they don't like you. Like you don't have any viewers. Like really, I mean, what are we doing here, right? I mean, like, and I really mean this in her best interest, is that like if it hasn't happened, it's not going to. That's just how it is. Yeah, 189 out of 2,000. So yeah, she looks kind of messed up. I mean, yeah, she's probably really upset about this happening. I mean, I can see why for sure. But at the end of the day, we have an overweight woman living in LA by choice who has brand new nails that are painted on. Like, how much money were the nails? How much money do you spend on DoorDash a month? How much money are you spending on these tattoos? Why are you living in LA? So you're doing all of these things to live this fake luxury lifestyle that you can't afford because you're broke and you're not making any money. So at a certain point, there has to be a reality check. You have to have a reality check. Like, and maybe he was mean for doing it, but at the end of the day, if you followed his advice, your life would be in a better place.
Honestly, one thing that's pretty interesting about this entire situation is that people are being a lot nicer to her. Like, people are being mean, of course, but I feel like people like Asmongold in this clip, and just me in general, like, I feel like I'd be usually more, spiteful, and I feel like Asmongold would be as well. He is saying some, like, kind of, like, getting some digs at her, digging in her. But, people are being a lot nicer in this situation. I think it's a very relatable thing, and it's okay. And earlier, like I said, and Asmongold said in this clip, she was never really that big of a streamer in general anyway, and apparently Hasan doesn't pay his mods, which is another interesting thing, like H3 does. If you don't know, Hasan, like H3 pays his mods, some streamers do. But yeah, I think she was never that big of a creator in general, and for whatever reason, I think just because she got very controversial online before this, that it was the only reason she was in the Content Cop and some of these other things. It's not really even coming from a hateful manner, at least from me. I could bring up all the stuff that she's said and done, and it's like basically a way of karma. And it does seem true. It does seem like she is clearly, like, the reason it hurt her so bad that, her friend said this is because it is actually really true. And she admitted it was true as well. but still. And I wonder what's so wrong about going back home or going back to Michigan. I don't see what's so good about LA. I don't know if she goes out a lot and hangs out with streamers or what, but that doesn't mean that, like, you can't fly there once a month. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you can't go to other events with them because you're not there in person. Like, you can still go do stuff with them. You can still fly over there. It's just, I don't know why that hurt her so bad and why she's always hated people telling her to go home. And yeah, there is no problem with living with your brother, sister, or family. I think soon in the future, we're all going to be kind of back in those... You know The Conjuring, the last Conjuring movie they just released, and like the whole family is living together? I think it's going to go back probably to those times very soon because of how expensive housing is and such, which is a whole other issue. And like I said, she could literally take the higher ground if she went back to her public health scientist route and she proved that she was doing something good. And if you wanted to be a voice for the people, more political, and not have as much hate, you can do something that everyone would basically agree on, which is to help the world be maybe a little bit more green in certain ways, like, or just be, you know, help people out with diseases and stuff. Be a good person. And I mean, like, yeah, like, that's all the other key points I wanted to add in here is that, you know, she was never really that big. She should not be, as of a streamer, she should not be really a streamer. She should be doing it part-time and get out of LA. And hey, she could at least say that she was there for a while. You know, she could at least say that she enjoyed her time there, but I really do not see all this other stuff. She actually is on Twitter, or she's been on Twitter in the past 12 hours responding to some people saying that she goes to her friend that gives her nails for free, or does her nails for free, or gives her good prices. Apparently she used to get lip fillers, but hasn't since 2022. And some of this seems like lies. She's apparently gone down like cheaper routes. And she says this one specific tweet saying, someone says, well, stop buying them for a bit, talking about fake lashes and like reusable ones. Saying, maybe stop buying them for a bit. They're not an essential expense. Get a real job because you're clearly miserable streaming and it's not bringing in the money. And she says, because I am going to take life advice from someone who stalks me on Twitter every single day. You clearly have too much time on your hands. And this might not, I don't know about this guy in general. I don't know if he really does stalk her on Twitter or what, but it's just so much coping. And it's very sad that it just shows that she is not going to really, you know, do what she really needs to. And she's actually so kind of like fishing for a response here, or not from a response, but she retweeted her tweet that was posted, like, you know, in less than an hour. She already retweeted her tweet talking about, oh, I get my nails done for free from a good friend of mine in exchange for content. I hope this helps. And I don't know. I think some people are weirdly coping about this now, and they're making it kind of weird. Because, like, instead of actually taking the advice, instead of people that are actually being more nice to you this time around, she's going to take the rude route. She didn't respond to Caleb Hammer yet, which I'll get into in just a moment. And I mean, like, she should have just really just kept with her original job and not done this and just kept, like, part-time. Because I feel like part-time would have kept her away from the politics as much. And she would have been nicer and more down-to-earth, like any probably working person. Not any, but most working people or having a job would probably help her be more down to earth. And that's another thing I'll get into in a minute is the nails. But let's first go over how Caleb Hammer invited her to financial audit. He quote tweeted the tweet that, you know, talked about her crying and stuff, saying you are formally invited to financial audit. I talked about Caleb Hammer in my past video, or in my last video, about iDubbbz and stuff like that, because he invited Ian and Anissa to financial audit. But I think this would be a really good PR thing for her to do. It'd get her a lot of attention. She's mainly known for controversies and getting dogged on online, so why not just take this one last step in like a one last attempt to succeed on stream. And also it'd probably help people get to learn the real her, although she probably still would be performative on camera as well. I think her pride would get in the way as well from doing this, but it would honestly really help her, as Caleb Hammer in a lot of ways helps all these people that, you know, go through these struggles and stuff like that. Like the people that go on Caleb Hammer's show get so many services afterwards that it's really worth it, especially to her. And not many YouTubers or streamers do financial audit, so for her to come in and do it would be huge. And people are really excited for it. People really want to see this. I can't wait to see her reaction to like this invite, even though it will probably be like a no followed by some really rude comments towards Caleb. We will see, though, in my next iDubbbz video, I'm guessing. Not a lot of people have commented on this yet due to how new the news is, so hopefully in my next video there will be actual comments towards this. But here is someone else's comment talking about the nails that I kind of wanted to point out. Stardust says, genuinely, I don't like to see Frogan crying about finances, but this is ironic that she's indulging in her $120 every 2-week manicures again while doing it. And I think these are more than 120 because of all the stuff that's on them, because all the jewels cost extra and stuff like that. These might be more towards like 200, but they could also be 120, 150. And it is very bad that, you know, of course she's wiping her tears on her hijab, blowing her nose, and like showing off. And another thing that people point out is like how she is constantly ordering food and eating food on stream. So it's just kind of like, you know, ironic, like this person says, that, you know, you want to complain about money, but you're also buying over $100 in nails every week or every other week, and you're also, you know, doing all these other things as well, such as constantly ordering food. Like, you're not really showing signs of being broke just yet, but we'll see. Also, I think it's kind of interesting that she has like you have to gift 5 subs to show off your pet. Although, like, that's not, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about that. I just don't really like the goals in general. And it looks like she has, I don't know why every streamer has a 2,000 sub goal. I guess that's because that's like the 70-30 split. But she's really down on it. And this is like midway through the month. So I think that it would have reset not too long ago. 189 times 3 is 567. So yeah, that's not a lot. But like I said, some of these streamers should just be running ads. Like, I know it's looked down upon, though, like running ads on your streams and such. For whatever reason, I always thought that was weird, because I think that people should be able to run ads and it not be weird. But Twitch culture is just weird in general. But maybe that is the next step to take. We'll see what happens with her future, though. And let me know what you all think in the comments down below. What's your all's predictions? Do you think that she is going to go on financial audit? Do you think she's just going to be rude towards them? I wonder what everyone else's comments are going to be towards this as well, because this is really interesting. H3 wins lawsuit against Kaceytron. If you've been watching the series and also the video that I made on H3 a while back, H3 is suing a few streamers due to them openly admitting to being a substitute to his video on Hasan whenever it was released. This has been going on for some time now, and recently he won a case and interesting information has came out from it. He won against Kaceytron, the smoker, who had a very bad defense since the very beginning. She went to like a boutique law firm or something like that, and like it was just a small little spot, and they just failed completely, and Ethan would call it out every time doing the updates. I've shown all that off. There is a video where she goes into more detail of offering $17,500 to settle and how Ethan is suing for $150,000. But here's the clip, and it ages really badly, by the way, so keep it in mind.
In September, I made a settlement offer to Ethan for $17,500. This offer was publicly revealed by Ethan to his Instagram followers. My mother, father, and sister all struggle with disability and housing instability. They are my family and they depend on me. Just this month, like many other low-income Americans, my mother and disabled sister had their food stamps taken away. Under the current political climate, the future of funding for other assistance is uncertain. I cannot afford to fail them. I simply want this nightmare to be over so that I can go back to providing my family with my full support. Ethan Klein is suing me for $150,000, which is the maximum damages for malicious copyright infringement. I believe it is highly unlikely that a court would find me liable for copyright infringement at all, and certainly not malicious copyright infringement. My offer was tied to the maximum damages for normal copyright infringement, which has a maximum damage of $30,000. Considering it is unlikely there are any damages at all that I could have caused, even if I am found liable for copyright infringement, my offer of $17,500 felt very generous. For me, that is a lot of money, and it would have come directly from my own pocket. If we are unable to reach a settlement soon, this could stretch all the way to December of next year and cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees through the end of the trial. To be clear, I don't make anywhere near this kind of money. Like most Americans, I live paycheck to paycheck. Since this lawsuit was announced, it has resulted in a barrage of hate and harassment that has been incredibly mentally taxing. Every day across all of my social media, I am relentlessly reminded that my life could be ruined, that myself and my family could wind up living on the streets, that Ethan is going to foreclose on my home. All realities that feel very real to me right now, and all being used by hateful onlookers to push me into myself. The thought of dealing with the constant doxing, threats to my life, and harassment for another year is extremely dark. This treatment wears on a person, and it has left me feeling extremely drained, isolated, and depressed. I've changed my GoFundMe goal to better reflect the cost of this sort of litigation. Again, these funds are exclusively for my lawyer fees. This is not money that will go towards any sort of settlement or to any of my personal expenses. I don't know, I don't want to be criticized for coming on camera and crying, because it's not something that I want to do. I've been put in this position where this is what I have to do to survive. And I'm doing this knowing that it's going to result in the whole hate brigade, Asmongold, XQC, all of them are going to go live and make a video and make fun of me and laugh about how, I'm going to lose everything and all this other messed up shit. And they're going to further profit off of my pain. All of these incel types, the Asmongold fans, the XQC fans, saying that I deserve all of this. And then whenever you ask them why, they're basically just because she said incel. It's the manosphere, a lot of the men in this space really hate me because ever since I've had a platform, I've spoken out against their misogynistic, hateful behavior,
This ages all badly because she's still defending herself and saying this and that about Ethan. But on the 1st of December, Ethan makes a court update on his Instagram story saying this. Important announcement. Tomorrow I'll be engaging with Kaceytron in a court-ordered mediation from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be no show tomorrow, Monday, December 1st. It will be instead moved to Tuesday, December 2nd, the following day. Thank you. Peace and love, peace and love. Hashtag no filter. And I think he played on his Switch 2 or something like that during the mediation. But if you don't know, mediation is whenever they come to an agreement during these type of financial situations, lawsuits and stuff like that. They came to an agreement. Okay? And on the 2nd of December, Kaceytron on Twitter releases a stream titled Public Apology to Ethan and Hila. And here is that 3-minute long apology.
I want to begin by stating I take responsibility for infringing the Content Nuke. The lawsuit was not frivolous. When I said the lawsuit was frivolous and based on misogyny, it was to garner sympathy, protect my own reputation, and retaliate against the clients. This lawsuit has given me a greater understanding of copyright protection, people's copyrights, and the importance of protecting copyrights in the online content creation community. It is important for the entire content creation community to respect the intellectual property rights of other creators, and I will adhere to the lessons I've learned throughout this process going forward. I also want to make clear that I did not receive any support, financial or otherwise, from Hasan Piker. Hasan never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support. Speaking honestly, I found his indifference to my suffering hurtful, especially after he hinted he might help me behind the scenes. It felt like he wanted to receive credit from the public for helping me without providing any. As to the GoFundMe money, to the extent there are any remaining funds after I pay my attorney's fees, I have agreed to pay the remaining funds to the clients. The funds will not go to anyone else, including Denims or Frogan, to defend their lawsuits. For the record, I have agreed to cooperate with the clients in their litigation against the H3 Snark mods for promoting my live stream to the extent that I am able. I will offer my support, including testifying under oath to everything I have just stated, to help their cause. I also want to take the opportunity to acknowledge other misconduct and bad behavior I have exhibited online. For example, weaponizing the death of Asmongold's mother was inexcusable. I should know better because I have 3 disabled people that rely on me. Moving forward, I will do better. I also want to apologize to the crew of the H3 podcast, particularly AB and Olivia. I apologize for calling them cowards for not quitting their jobs. That was a shameful attack on two people who deeply care about Palestine and Palestinian people. AB, along with his wife Lena, have done more than I have ever done for the Palestinian people, including raising over $100,000 in charity. I recognize that they have actually made Palestinian lives better, and my online antagonism and trolling has not. I apologize to Ethan and Gila personally. I have said extremely mean and cruel things about both of them, particularly my misogynistic attacks against Gila that never should have been said. I also want to acknowledge the pervasive problem of anti-Semitism in leftist spaces. It should concern all of us. I condemn it and will not participate in it. To that end, I wish the clients success in enforcing TED Entertainment's copyright and protecting the legal rights of online content creators.
As said in the apology, Hasan Piker did not help in any way to his orbiter at all for this legal case. All the money that is left over goes to the clients and has to help take down the snarkers as well, including making statements for the clients, which is insane. And how do you come back from this at all? Like, being one of those people that, like, are heavily against Ethan Klein or a Hasan orbiter, how do you come back to streams after this and, like, you can't say anything bad about them? You literally can't. I mean, she might in the future. I believe she absolutely will. But this was so humiliating if you are her. And it's so hard to come back from that, I believe, because if you're a hater of h3h3, you said all this bad stuff about him, and your, like, content, your most popular content is based around hating him, and you get sued, you lose, and you have to expose stuff and help them out in court. How do you come back from this at all? And here are other streamers' reactions to it.
In September, I made a settlement offer to Ethan for $17,500. This offer was publicly revealed by Ethan.
Chat next TTS.
For how much? For what?
In September, I made a settlement offer to Ethan for $17,500.
Oh.
This
No.
offer was publicly revealed by Ethan to his Instagram followers. My mother, father, and sister all struggle with disability and housing instability. They are my family and they depend on me.
Yo, I don't want to be cruel. I don't want to be cruel to this person. But double down. When I was getting sued with no information, she just doubled down and tripled down, saying the most outrageous lies about me, being a weirdo about it. I don't care. Now you're getting sued. We do not care. We don't give a I don't care what you guys say about this. F you.
Just this month, like many other low-income Americans, my mother and disabled sister had their food stamps taken away.
Raise with any goal, knowing she'll be mocked in self. Yo, my viewer base only knows you because you tweet the most outrageous coming out of left field for no reason, and you tweeted some outrageous things you knew were not true at the time. I didn't even engage with her community or her ever before she was doing here, there. People didn't even know she existed until she did. And then she didn't blame my friends for being what? Incels? What a cop out. Bro, what a zero IQ cop out, zero responsibility, zero acknowledgement, zero accountability. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I believe it is highly unlikely that a court would find me liable for copyright infringement at all. And so
okay, okay. No, oh my god, I hate when people come in with an angle of like, oh, I'm the victim, oh, this is hard, whatever, and it's gonna stand on business of a place of high ground. Buddy, you do not have the high ground. You don't have. You're not on top, buddy. What is this? Oh, yo, dude. No, the one with liable. Then why settle for 1/14 of the amount then? Why then?
Considering it is unlikely there are any damages at all that I could have caused, even if I am found liable for copyright infringement, my offer of $17,500 felt very generous. For me...
Dude, why is she making this public? What is this public statement? This is awful. Yo, what chat GPT lawyer told her to go live and say this is actually awful?
For copyright infringement, my offer of $17,500 felt very generous. For me, that is a lot of money, and it would have come directly from my own pocket.
Yo, you're in the court of the law. Don't give me this for me thing. But when you enter the public space and you do that involves other people, and you want to go around swinging around and and wilding out, dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you have, who you are. Buddy, you're involved with other people, like...
To reach a settlement soon, this could stretch all the way to December of next year and cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees through the end of the trial. To be clear, I don't make anywhere near this kind of money. Like most Americans, I live paycheck to paycheck. Since this lawsuit was announced, it has resulted in a barrage of hate and harassment that has been incredibly mentally taxing. Every day across all of my social media, I am relentlessly reminded that my life could be ruined, that myself and my family could...
She had to pawn off her vault of weed. Really?
...wind up living on the streets, that Ethan is going to foreclose on my home. All realities that feel very real to me right now, and all being used by hateful onlookers to push me into myself. The thought of dealing with the constant The thought of dealing with the constant doxing, threats to my life, and harassment for another year is extremely dark. This treatment wears on a person, and it has left me...
When she says outrageous things that are not true about others, when she reaches for the moon, when saying the most outlandish, this doesn't cross her mind. This doesn't cross her concern that this will happen to others. Why the anybody cares when it happens to her? I hate to do this guys. Oh, you do this, then this should happen to you. I think this is awful. It should never happen to anybody. She turns a blind eye when she causes this. It's, oh no, whatever, who cares? Like, it's gonna feel weird for the public when you try to act like, oh no, I'm the victim here. Like, buddy, this is like the ping pong theory.
I've changed my GoFundMe goal to better reflect the cost of this sort of litigation. Again, these funds are...
Yo, these new things of the internet, maybe it's just only like these Hasan orbiters. When people take fights on the internet and when they lose, they ask for GoFundMes. This shit's gotta stop. Yo, GoFundMe needs to put their foot on the ground and say, guys, we don't do this GoFundMe lawsuit that you get yourself into, and just cancel it. Just outright ban it from being an option to do. Yo, don't go picking fights against Titans or whatever, and you go, oh guys, fund me lawsuit, bruv. What is that? The reason why I said Titans, I chose my words carefully. There are so many users on the internet, so many people to do beef with, or so many people. There's one person on the entire internet that on the case of copyright on the internet with reactionary content, you wouldn't go after. You wouldn't do. It's Ethan, and she finds the one person that knows case law, and she with him. Dude, like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's like the manosphere, a lot of the men in this space really hate me because ever since I've had a platform, I've spoken out against their misogynistic...
Let's not forget the lore. Her stream has been one of the first iterations of rage bait in online live media. Her whole stream was self-depreciating bait for people to insult her to make money. She was the OG insult me while donating to make money. Let's not, don't forget this. It was a deliberate way. She made millions of dollars literally doing this insult me skit or whatever, and then to turn around and say, oh, these incel men guys, don't lump creator guys, whatever, with the incels that you farmed for years. It is not the same thing. You don't get to do that. When is she gonna understand this?
I cannot afford to fail them. I simply want this nightmare to be over so that I can go back to providing my family with my full support. Ethan?
Don't ever believe any of this. She is the nastiest person ever. She's so nasty, so obnoxious. She has no problem bringing up my dead mother, weaponizing her audience against people, spreading lies against people. Nah, you get what you deserve. You do. And if he wins the case, you have to pay for not only all of your legal fees, but you have to pay for his as well. You're going to be for the rest of your life if you lose this. And it's all because of your ego. It's because of your ego. It's because you could never admit you were wrong. You could never engage with anybody in good faith. And now your entire family is suffering because of your ego, your hubris, your inability to accept anything that you're doing is wrong. And you've ruined your life. And everybody's watching.
Since this lawsuit was announced, it has resulted in a barrage of hate and harassment that has been incredibly mentally taxing.
What a piece of... What a piece of... Do you really think that, like, you regularly, completely lie about people all of the time? Do you really think that they never get harassed by you? You regularly harass and lie about people constantly. But now that it's happening to you, you're the victim. Oh, you're being harassed because of the lawsuit. You're doing this all the time. Such an egotistical woe is me attitude. Consequences.
Hate brigade, you know, like Asmongold, XQC, all of them are gonna go.
Hello. Hi. You were right. Oh, man. That's too bad. Of course I'm going to talk about this. I love seeing this. This is the best thing that's happened to me today. Was she the one that said mom? Yeah. Shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have said it. Like, and I don't like, I know it's obviously like a horrible, like, personal thing to say, like a bad thing to say, but like, it doesn't personally hurt my feelings. It really doesn't. But I see somebody do that, and I know what they're trying to do to me. And trying to do it is bad enough to me, just by itself. You shouldn't have tried to do it. You get what you deserve. I think that she probably really didn't like the fact that she declined in popularity, and it made her hate her audience and the community. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's or not. I'm a girl and I hate her, so not just men. Oh, most people hate her. She hates herself.
You know.
It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. And I'm going to be there the whole way. The same as you've been there for the last 6 years talking shit about me. Now it's time. I never forgive and I never forget. Man.
I think she has no principles and she would do literally anything if she thought she was going to get NSNAP points for it, including harm. Well, she does tons of harm all the time to people online. And she encourages people to harass and do all sorts of messed up. Like, she gasses up the worst people online. And it's one of those things where, hey, deserved El Bozo, rip Bozo, you will not be missed. Okay, reaping what is sown. This is reaping what is sown.
They're misogynist.
This is a giga W. This is a giga W. From my Jew brother, from another mother. Okay, giga W. Rest in
hateful behavior, you know.
Rest in. Like, she should unironically be deplatformed. That's how toxic she is. Like, there's not hardly anyone I think that should be banned on these platforms. This is one person. Like, I really think, like, dude, I'm a believer that, you know, dude, they should let whoever. Like, I mean, most people are good, but this is one of the few that I don't know how the she is allowed to be on the internet. I hope that she takes the big L. Because she deserves to take the big L. Rest in Kaceytron. Man, I hope, dude, I hope there's no way she can get out of that. I hope she takes the L. And then, like, all the people that are giving her money, right? All the people giving her money are just donating to Ethan Klein. And I don't even care about that. By the way, it's like one of those things where I don't care, like, whatever. I just know they don't like him. So then it'd be funny that a Jew's taking all their money. Because the people she's pandering to, by the way, are super. They're super. So then they're actually donating to their money to a Jew. Whenever they're out here being. Because, by the way, she's turbo racist, if you didn't know. She's like, and on top of the fact that she's, if you didn't know, Kaceytron is like ultra giga. And she used to, and by the way, she used to pander to back in the day. She used to do the good idea gaming stick. So it's one of these things where she's reaping what she's so hard, bro. And she's farming these platformer. So good.
And also, by the way, this is what I think is funny, is that even if Ethan did stop the lawsuit and he said, okay, I'm going to let it go, they would still never forgive him. They would hate him and be lying about him again in like a week. They would instantly do it. Like, you will score no points with them. You will gain no credibility with them. You will get nothing from them because that is in their nature. That is what they do. So, yeah, make them worse. Exactly. And these people are so stupid, they double down. Exactly. And not even a week. Absolutely. And they'll view it as a win. They'll say they win.
To push me into the thought of dealing with the constant
Whoa.
But what if Ethan himself? What if XUC himself after the lawsuit? What if myself? What if Quinn did that? What if the other people that you lied about themselves? Oh, you don't think about them. You only think about yourself. Ho's mad. Cry me a river. Build a bridge and get over it. Too bad. And Ethan Klein forever. No creator should have to live in fear of financial ruin because of the hurt feelings of a fragile, wealthy man. Please support Casey and her family in this fight. Don't let these incel freaks and Zionist crybabies win. Oh, we're gonna win. Oh, we're gonna win. And it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. It's gonna get a lot worse too.
Opportunity to acknowledge other misconduct and bad behavior I have exhibited online. For example, weaponizing the death of...
Yo, I don't give a f how big the lawsuit is. If somebody sues me for everything I have, I'm battling until bankruptcy not to do that. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Somebody sues me for $7 billion and is gonna bankrupt 10 generations after me. I'm not doing this crazy.
The death of Hasan never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support. Speaking honestly, I found his indifference to my suffering hurtful, especially after he hinted he might help me behind the scenes. It felt like he wanted to receive credit from the public for helping me without providing any. As to the GoFundMe money,
I'm more surprised that in the year 2025, it seems like we've had a Kaceytron silver stream. I mean, I applaud that.
For the record,
it's a silver stream brother too.
For example, weaponizing the death of Asmongold's mother was inexcusable.
It sure was. That's why it's not getting excused. Apology not accepted. You did this because of a lawyer. It's so nasty. I really, you're loving this? I absolutely am. The only thing that could have made it better is if she was crying. I hate. And you are going to go back on this. And you are going to, signal and imply, and you're going to again. And I know she doesn't know this, but this put her in a position for something that's going to happen in the future. I don't know if Ethan knows this. I think Ethan does know this. But I'm not going to say what it is because I want it to happen. I do. And I know if I say what it is, it'll lower the probability of it happening. I understand. I apologize for vague posting, but I promise you it will be worth it. Do you remember last time I was vague posting? Was that worth it? I think it was. Please have faith.
Become one of the most evil people in the entire internet. I don't know if you're evil for trying to defend your content.
But if I may point out here, look at the name. Like, there is...
Noah Workman?
There's a flag attached to the name.
I know, but Ethan is pro-Palestine.
I know, but that's the thing, is that they...
But usually the extremists, the leftist extremists,
they talk about Hila's past.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, okay. Like, they're anti. And they can say that they're not a million times, but that's the issue, is that, like I said, once the narrative's already painted, and once these people are insane, these aren't normal people.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, they're in a bubble for sure. You get very extremist in a bubble, so that kind of makes sense. Like, one of the most evil, no, I'd say one of the most petty. If you want to be genuine and objective about it, take this whole thing, the post, the words he made her read, the most petty. I don't think what he did was evil with that. Would you say her statement is evil?
No.
It's petty.
No, it's petty.
It's a little embarrassing.
Humiliating.
It's humiliating.
But I think it's meant
maybe it's a little embarrassing that Ethan did that to a certain point. But that's what it is. Most evil online. Like, again, there is no objectivity here. Here we go. And this is kind of the people we're talking about. Here's another drop link. I'm putting in real quick. Ethan is right wing now. Like, just leave it there. What the? Objectively in every way whatsoever. Take any policy position that Ethan has. He's not even close to right wing. Not even close. He is single payer Medicare for all. He is incredibly socially progressive. This makes no sense. They've lost the plot. Again, take a political compass quiz from him compared to me. I'm centrist. He is to the left of me. I can recognize, since I'm in just normal position, that he is not right wing in every objective point of view. If he is right wing to you, like, not even me, okay, fine, I'm centrist, so maybe I'm right wing to you, but if Ethan is right wing to you, you need to listen to that for a second and know that that makes you a literal left wing extremist.
You have to get off the internet.
Extremist. Full extremist.
And here's Ethan's reaction to it as well.
Yeah, so yesterday we engaged in court-ordered mediation with our friend and contemporary, Kaceytron. And I am happy to announce to all of our great surprise that we were able to find an amicable solution and settlement. And you might gauge by the fact that I am here wearing a suit, which generally signifies some type of thing. And so, while I have nothing to show you at the moment, there will be something forthcoming, hopefully, I believe, during the transmission of the show, that we'll be able to view together and honor and say thank you, you know, and say that it's all good. What a heartfelt. I mean, like, genuinely, and I'm gonna say something. Kaceytron, we've said it continually throughout this. You are extraordinarily funny and a very talented person, and I wish you all the best in the future, in your future endeavors. And I know you will continue to make people laugh, and to continue to bring joy to people in that regard. I do. I think you are extremely funny and very clever. So, and I accept your apology. I do, and I appreciate all the sincerity and just all the specific. A lot of the stuff in there was really, I think, warranted, and I'm glad that she's, you know, come to terms with a lot of it, and I appreciate it. I really think she's turned a new leaf. I do. Including, I do want to give a special thank you to Anissa for $1,000, and I know they've been on really hard times, so I know they dug deep to donate that 1,000, and I personally am very grateful for that. So thank you to Anissa and iDubbbz to the effect that he makes any decisions in that household. You know.
Gobi's an offender.
But I do want to thank all the top iDubbbz. iDubbbz, thank you so much separately. Wait, this is so funny. I actually never thought about this. Anissa's like, by the way, Anissa doesn't make money. We all know that. She's never made money. So iDubbbz is down here on the list getting cucked with the 420. Anissa spends $1,000 to get on the top tier list. I'm sorry, but I find that hilarious. Either way,
Gobi likes what he sees.
Either way, a dollar's a dollar, and I want to thank you both equally for, especially Anissa, though, who obviously runs the finances in the situation.
It kind of sucks that they settled, because I think Casey and all these other people should suffer full consequences for their actions, or else they won't learn. And I'm very afraid that soon in the future we're going to see that Kaceytron didn't learn. And I think the internet will quickly remind her that Ethan Klein owns her, or she should be loyal to him, because of sparing. Because it could have went a lot longer. She could have went broke and bankrupt. She about did for this entire thing. But this does give a good warning to the other people, the other orbiters that are getting sued. Here is Hasan's reaction to her admitting that he didn't help.
Oh, socialist, why won't he give these guys money? Trust me, if I offer support, you won't know about it, okay?
I also want to make clear that I did not receive any support, financial or otherwise, from Hasan Piker. Hasan never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support. Speaking honestly, I found his indifference to my suffering hurtful, especially after he hinted he might help me behind the scenes. It felt like he wanted to receive credit from the public for him helping me without providing any.
The Kleins made Kaceytron apologize and say stuff about you? Oh, awesome. Is she done? Is it over? Will she no longer be haunted by The h3h3 podcast? Right. I hope she said I suck. I don't give She settled and threw you under the bus, kind of? What do you mean? Under what bus? Something about your indifference, but whatever. We shouldn't talk about this, to be honest. No, great. She should have went harder. You think I give... I want this legal bullying to end. You can say whatever the you want about me. If it's going to get Ethan Klein off, go ahead. She said she had to say, you said you will help, but did not help at all, and just use it to make yourself popular. That's what they demanded in the settlement. That's so sad. But hey, yeah, no, that's right. I'm a bad person. You can say whatever the you want about how much of a I am, how much you hate me in your settlement negotiations. If Ethan Klein is up, crawling up, yeah. Say I'm a bad guy. Say I'm anti. Say I'm an terrorist. You think I give? What are you, crazy? Yeah, I want this insane. I want this insane torment to end. I'm glad that Kaceytron no longer has to deal with this nightmare. They made her say anti is on the rise in the left. Pretty vile people. I mean, I don't think a single person that looks at this statement is going to be like, wow, this is a sincerely written apology. No, they're going to be like, well, since this is brought up, they made her apologize to Asmongold too. This shit's got to stop. Again, great. If you are getting your rocks off of basically trying to bankrupt a random person online, so much so that they might become homeless, and you make them shoot an ISIS-style hostage video in the process of mediator, and that's how you can get your rocks off, you are one of the biggest, most pathetic losers of all time. Bring small streamers to get your rocks off like the absolute loser that you are. Congratulations. You got your legally mandated, court-mandated apology, and it wasn't even to serve any sort of justice whatsoever. It was because you had a lot of money. You had a lot more money than they did, so you could bury them in a mountain of paperwork. Okay? No, you're in the right, dude. Everybody knows that's what real winners do. And the reality of the matter is, yeah, by the way, Ethan is literally behaving like Israel. This is like Israel-style behavior. But the reality of the matter is, if anyone actually looks at that, if anyone actually looks at any of those statements whatsoever and turns around and says, wow, this is, justice has been served here, they're already a loser too. The funniest part about this is the idea that, like, Hasan used this to promote himself and and maintain popularity. Yeah, it was a real popular thing, especially amongst the biggest losers on the internet. Are you worried he will ever try to sue you? No. Why the f would I be worried that he would try to sue me? What can he sue me over? Nothing. No, he's too busy trying to sue whoever he can that he can bury in a mountain of paperwork. If anything makes them look bad, is the most forced thing I've ever seen. Exactly. Yeah, what's he going to do? Defame me and then sue me for not suing him for defamation? What are we talking about? Yeah, he's going to sue me for not watching the Content Nuke after he begged me.
Okay, let me pull this up. This is good. So Hasan reacted to Kaceytron's apology. And it sounds like there's something here I should respond to. It sounds like he's not taking accountability. Now, let's see. Ethan, he says I'm behaving like Israel. In what way am I behaving like Israel? Can you please take responsibility and not make everything about Israel? Israel, bro, this is about copyright infringement. What are you talking about? You said you were going to help her. You didn't.
No, that's crazy.
Why is all the videos so up? Okay, here.
Something with Reddit. I don't know.
All right, so here's Hasan. He reacted to it. Let's see.
This is a sincerely written apology. No, they're going to be like, well, since this is brought up, they made her apologize to Asmongold too. This got to stop. Again, great.
Didn't make her do anything. And by the way, she did not lie in that at all. In fact, she said she would testify under oath to everything she said in it. I would never ask her to lie for in an apology. That's just, and nor did she want to or did. It was all truthful and genuine.
And no lawyers would allow that either.
Yeah.
If you are getting your rocks off of basically trying to bankrupt a random person,
so she started it by saying it's not frivolous. Okay, and I understand why you have a vested interest in framing it that way, because you are one of the top offenders for stealing content. You are known for leaving your chair and letting copyrighted footage play while you are not even sitting. So certainly I understand your bias on that matter because you have a vested interest in it, and it's only a matter of time before you get sued for doing something similar. Unfortunately, you did fair use my video, and so I never intended on suing you personally, but there were people who maliciously stole my content, and that is a problem. Loser, idiot, liar, broke. Apparently he's broke. Smaug? What's broke? What's smog but without gold? I don't know. We can just watch.
Online, so much so that they might become homeless, and you make them shoot an
She's not. Okay.
ISIS-style hostage video in the process of mediator, and that's how we can get your rocks off. You are one of the biggest, most pathetic losers of all.
Are you going to address what she said? So I'm right? But like what she said about you is kind of incendiary, and you should respond to it. She said you made it seem like you were going to reach out to help, and you didn't even reach out to her at all, despite insinuating that you would. She said you wanted public credit without doing any of the work. So okay, you can call me. But what about what she said? Is it true? Because I've noticed that he's not such
time torturing small streamers to get your
Kaceytron's one of the most whatever. I don't
rocks off like the absolute.
Why do you keep saying rocks off? What is that? The phrase of the day? Rocks off?
Loser that you are. Congratulations, you got your legal.
I've noticed he is really not. He's really avoiding the substance of what she said about.
Yeah, let's just stick to name calling,
really
insults,
avoiding it.
Anything but actually talking about it.
It's almost like she was telling the truth, and he is afraid for people to find out that he's actually just a giant scumbag that didn't offer them help at all. As far as I'm aware, he didn't offer any of them help, as far as I'm aware.
Court-mandated apology.
It's not a court... Bro, you're such an idiot. There's no such thing as a court-mandated apology. This is a mediation, okay? The court doesn't demand that we settle it at all. This is just to try to bring the parties together to resolve it before going to court and taking up clogging up the court system and this and that. It's a good idea. And luckily for all of us, we were able to actually come to an amicable agreement. So the mediation process does work. It's not court ordered, bro. It's a civil lawsuit. You literally don't even know anything.
And it wasn't even to serve any sort of justice whatsoever. It was because you had a lot of money. You had a lot more money.
You know who has a lot of money? You. And I've noticed you're really avoiding the thing that she said, which is that you implied you would be helping her, and yet you did not even reach out to her. Please address that. Sure, I accept that. You're right.
I think it'd be interesting if he thinks it's such a frivolous lawsuit. Like, go ahead and explain what's so frivolous about it. Was there no copyright infringement? Like, I'd like to hear him explain how.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to hear that too. I mean, that'd be.
But he'll never talk about the actual substance of it.
Not only that, she expressed in a very in a genuine way that she, on a personal level, was felt upset that he never reached out to her after insinuating he would. That's her saying that, bro. That's not me, okay? Like, accept some responsibility, brother, and address the actual substance of the argument.
Than they did.
Or not even an argument, it's a statement of fact.
So you could...
If you reached out, that would be extraordinarily easy for you to prove. Be like, here it is. I reached out. Here's the email. I called her on this day. I did that.
Bury them in a mountain.
But you're not doing that. You're just calling me... I cannot make her lie. No, that's ridiculous. And nor would I ask to, but no. There was no that's ridiculous. Everything is engaged in good faith here. There's no lying. Everybody is honest and straightforward. And again, she said she would testify under oath. So I mean, she's not lying. I mean, she's not.
The paperwork.
But like I said, he could prove it immediately if he reached out to her or any of the other two.
Okay.
It's almost like he could just show you the caller on Kaya when it was happening, right?
He could have. It's so easy to prove.
Some things are so
He
simple.
could have so easily proved that he didn't electrocute his dog in the moment he was caught doing it.
But he'll just change the story like 15 times
He's
maybe
like, bro,
over
this
like
is
a month.
literally just like that is. He literally blamed Israel. He blamed Israel. He blamed.
Nothing
He says, "I'm acting like Israel." I don't even know what the that means. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, the shock dog thing is an Israel."
Zionist talking
Zionist
points.
talking about. Oh, when is that going to stop working? Like, please, there has to be a limit to what you can blame on the Zionists. There has to be.
No, you're in the right, dude. Everybody knows that's what real winners do. And the reality of the matter is, yeah. By the way, Ethan is literally behaving like Israel. This is like
What does that even mean?
Israel style behavior.
How?
But
Is Israel
the
style
reality of the
behavior?
matter is, if anyone,
I'm not. I don't even know what he means.
I would love to hear what he means
Like
by
I
that.
can't even guess.
What? Yeah, what?
Jewish.
You're acting like Jew.
I mean,
That's literally what it is.
Jewish.
like because
Jewish.
I mean, like if you're just talking behavior, like what does Israel do? Like they have money and make people say forced confessions about things that like what?
No.
That's never happened. What are you talking about? By the way, that's not what happened. That's what he says happened. Just for the record, if people try to clip me and say I admit that, that's not.
No,
what happened.
but yeah, it's not. That's not something that you can think of as like.
Did he just call me a
correctly.
Jew?
I really wonder.
Because I don't know what that means otherwise, and maybe he can explain. You know. He's acting
And
like Israel.
the reality of the matter is,
It's crazy.
yeah, by the way, Ethan is literally behaving like Israel. This is
Like
like
what?
You better explain what that means, because it sounds really weird and bad.
Yeah.
Surely he'll explain.
Israel style behavior. But the reality of the matter is, if anyone actually looks at that, if anyone actually looks at any of those statements whatsoever and turns around and says, "Wow, this is, justice has been served here," they're already a loser too.
Well, I suggest
No,
people.
he doesn't explain it. The Israel.
Bro, what do you mean? I really think you should explain what you mean by that. Wow.
Jewish.
All right. Well, there you go. That's Hasan's response there. I'm acting like Israel. Checkmate. Checkmate Zionists. Hasan wins again. Incredible. All right. Well, I think we did it now.
Yeah.
How long we been going there, Dano?
So basically, he admits that he didn't and says that he doesn't care, which is a weird move in a way, in my opinion, especially after hinting that you would help her and the others with their legal stuff. And what Casey said is right. I think it's fair to come out about this stuff because people deserve to know. Denims, a fellow Orbiter, dropped a lengthy statement, and here it is. This apology, which I can only assume was somehow forced to extract a settlement that was painful to listen to, is absurd and ironic that Ethan accuses Hasan of being a puppeteer while LARPing as a comic book villain in this way. While it is unfortunate that Ethan appears to have been able to exert control over her in this way, I am happy that Kaceytron was given the opportunity to minimize the harm to her family, avoid risk of losing her home, and move on from the client's lawsuit. I want to make several things clear. My trial date is the October 26th, 2026, which is absolutely insane. That's like 10 months from now, 10 and a half months from now. And I look forward to beating Ethan in court. You're not going to. While Casey and likely Frogan have caused, which is another thing too, which I don't think we've had an update from Frogan about her lawsuit or her end of the lawsuit, which I think we will too. I thought she would be the first to drop. I thought she was going to be the first person to basically be like, oh, nah, I give up. Yeah, you win, Ethan. And I wonder what's going to happen with her. I wonder what she's going to have to do. And I kind of hope that Frogan, because of all the other stuff she said as well, she needs to, like, all these guys, like I said, they need to suffer the full consequences. Do not go light on these guys, Ethan, please. But anyway, have caved to Ethan Klein, which is a decision I doubt they have made lightly. Settling like this is not an option for me. Yeah, we'll see about that. It is an option for me because it would set a precedent that endangers the financial security of any streamer that creates reaction content. You are being a liar here and undermining what you truly did. Next, if you create content that involves commenting on videos on Twitch or enjoy consuming reaction content, you should be on my side. If you don't believe me, please read ahead and let me convince you. She's lying here, though. That's the problem, is that she's lying the entire time. She didn't create reaction content. She wasn't being transformative. And in the lawsuits, it says why. All of you admitted to being a substitute, which is illegal. I watched and reached Ethan's highly anticipated Content Nuke shortly after it aired. Make no mistake, my coverage was more than doubled Ethan's video length. Ethan's video spanned roughly 104 minutes. I spent 230 minutes reacting to, critiquing, and commenting on his videos and content in it, which I paused 210 times. That means I added 120% of runtime and commentary, on averaging pausing every 30 seconds to add 36 seconds of commentary. This commentary length is substantially more than Asmongold, XQC, or any of the many other streamers and YouTubers that watch the Content Nuke in full. As we know, Ethan decided not to sue Asmongold, XQC, or anyone other than the three of us. Quote, but he wouldn't sue them. They didn't intentionally try to deprive him of revenue, and you said yourself you did. This notion is frivolous and is a fabrication, which that is a lie. Ethan claims that he is pursuing his claim against me only because of some claim malicious intent on my part. There are two statements that Ethan falsely claims demonstrate my intent, along with his conspiracy theory about collusion with Reddit moderators, none of them who I've ever communicated with. The first statement in my response to a chat message I read out: we're relying on you to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views, and then replied, yeah, I'm going to stream it since he confirmed it's coming out today. I'm going to stream it. I hope this is self-evident, but it would be bizarre for me to take opportunity to bring attention to this group of people and how they should watch his video on his channel. Isn't my place, I don't care, and making a big deal out of it would only encourage a zealotry that Ethan is upset about. I merely acknowledged I was going to react to it and moved on. Drawing a broader narrative based on a chat message I did not write is delusional. The second statement is a throwaway shill comment I said after the video before signing off. Well, you guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, and throw a prime if you like my content. And that's you admitting it. As an aside, this statement is factual. Almost certainly, if someone watched my coverage, they had no interest in watching Ethan's video without additional critical commentary, and never would have. Regardless, this statement does not characterize my intent. At most, you can say that this is a mean-spirited comment in poor taste. Making a joke like this is too far. It's not a joke, though. You're being serious. That Ethan Klein deserves more respect. We can agree to disagree. I humbly request that we take the opportunity to question Ethan Klein's framing of events and call a spade a spade. Ethan is bullying people who said things about him he did not like, and he can do that only because he has more money than them. In doing so, at least in his lawsuit against me, he is setting a disastrous precedent for the corner of our internet. My hope is that others in our community with resources like Ethan's do not follow in the same footsteps. Please donate to my legal fund, and every penny donated has gone exclusively to court costs and fees, and will go nowhere else. As stated earlier, my trial date is 10/26/26. And I will look forward to beating Ethan in court, ideally with your assistance. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Some of this might be like truth, like stats wise and stuff, but if you're openly admitting to being a substitute, that's like one of the main things as well. I don't exactly remember. I'd have to go back and watch the video or go through the legal documents again, which I don't know where to find, that go over why specifically, Denims is the bad one here. Because there's more to it. There is like several things to it that are missing here. And all the stuff that she responded to is kind of like, you're not being 100% honest here. You're being a little vague and trying to say that you admitting to being a substitute was just a harmless joke. It's just a joke, guys. It's just a joke. I can't wait to make a video on that in the soon future. I wonder if that trial date is like the official yes or no or win or lose. Because if that is the case, then I cannot wait for, next year. In October, a good Halloween or early November video going over Ethan Klein winning the lawsuit. If you all want these videos to be separate, I thought about it for a second, like, hey, should I make this a separate video of its own? Because this is a huge W. This is a whole talking point of its own. But it's kind of connected to the entire situation regarding, Ian and Anissa. And I think I will probably make a video in the future about Ethan himself. And also, maybe some of the upcoming videos will be, like, if he wins multiple lawsuits in a row very quickly, then I'll make one entire video just on that segment. Because I think people are actually interested in it. I think that these lawsuits are very good for the internet because of copyright and stuff like that. And also the snark Reddit in general. Some people want to trash snark Reddits. I look at a couple, but they're not like malicious in those ways. I think the Ethan one and the Hasan one are probably both, like, it's just a toxic community in general, and I think that is why. But overall, I don't think they're like there's bad ones out there, but I don't think they're all that bad, especially if they're moderated correctly. Ethan is also involved in a class action lawsuit against NVIDIA for use of his videos in AI training, so maybe he will win that one as well, which I think is pretty interesting. Him and I don't know who else is in that class action lawsuit, as class actions have multiple victims getting money. And I don't know what videos they used. I think it was from the H3 podcast and like one of their clip channels. I'm very curious of what was going on there, and I might want to read more into it. But I think that, you know, they're going to get a heavy check out of it because of just how they're trying to use AI and how NVIDIA is like one of the hugest companies, of course, and they didn't consent to this. I think that's smart. I like it. I really do. We need to start like pushing back on these people. During all this coming out, there was also a story written from Brittany Venti, who is a victim of bullying from Kaceytron, and she came out with a whole statement. I share my story about Kaceytron and how she ostracized and bullied me when I was orphan teen, who modded for her, then she blocked me. Just a reminder for you that if you feel bad for her getting sued by h3h3 for maliciously stealing content. Asmongold was right telling her to frick off with her have mercy nonsense. The original tweet from Kaceytron that she responded with her story to says this: Twitch has always been a big boys club where you have to downplay and normalize disgusting behavior if you want to grow your channel. If you're popular enough, you will never be held accountable by your peers. It creates a very toxic, unsafe space. This is very hypocritical, but also like kind of in a way true. Just in the fact that like, yeah, there's a lot of degeneracy and terrible behavior that goes on at Twitch and with the big streamers that I just think is absolutely disgusting. But anyway, Brittany says, I'm going to share my story because I am so tired of your fake performative nonsense after all these years. I was a mod for Kaceytron and supported her channel before I made it. I was very active in Kaceytron's community in Raid Call. This was before Discord. I was 17, freshly orphaned with nothing and having to live with my ex-boyfriend's family. Even when I had to pay $500 for rent every month, I still supported her channel, donated, and did it because I thought she was funny before, when she had a sense of humor and you could believe it, before she turned into a righteous C-word. Also, that is still insane. Like, that's just kind of like dumb for you to do. If you don't have the money, don't be subbing to people and all that. You know what I mean? Don't be subbing and donating to people. Don't donate to me or to charities if you don't have the money. Help yourself first before you help others. When I started becoming more popular, Kaceytron got jealous because she determined the pond wasn't big enough for the both of us and isolated me from her community. I guess she felt two women weren't allowed to do satire and felt I was competition. She started to bully me and talk trash about me. For example, I had a spinning the wheel bit where I would spin it and say the viewer has X crazy attribute or make something ridiculous as a joke. Not only did she bully me on her stream for emulating this bit to make fun of me on her stream as a passive-aggressive jab, but she also proceeded to literally steal my bit and use it later. Meanwhile, I was 17, freshly turned 18, and streaming, trying to get by because I had no other options, considering I was orphaned at 16 and in and out of school because my mother was dying. Keep in mind, Kaceytron was older than me and established. I was orphaned and could potentially be homeless if I didn't pay rent. I had to stream to get by. She just isolated me from the only people I had to talk to and stole my bits, which is absolutely insane. And like I said, yeah, a lot of these people, even in this situation, other than like, of course, you know, breaking the law, there are terrible people outside of it and have never learned to be good people in their lifetime. Is absolutely insane. Or at least maybe they got corrupted due to politics and became worse people. But to end this segment off about the lawsuits and stuff, Ian and Anissa have not came out saying anything about the lawsuits and how Kaceytron lost, despite donating a total of $1,420 to Kaceytron, which goes to the declines in the end. Anissa did this on her birthday, by the way. She made a tweet saying, "For my birthday, I would like to give everyone who can afford to go donate to Kaceytron GoFundMe for legal fees. It means so much to me." And then said like another thing about like how she donated $1,000 and iDubbbz donated $420. Sick, it's the funny number, guys. So basically people have been making the joke, and it's kind of true, by the way, that Ian and Anissa donated $1,420 to Ethan and Gila Klein. So thanks for that, buddy. But I really like that Ethan won here, and seeing him do these lawsuits under good faith and not misusing the system, it, like everyone tries to claim, or a lot of the orbiters and orbiter fans try to claim. I hope the others fight for it. I hope the others try to fight it for a long time, like Casey, because like Casey said, her case could have went on until December of 2026, and I wonder if that applies to others as well. I don't know who would drop next. I can only remember Frogan, Denims, and Kaceytron. I can't remember if there was another soul. Maybe Denims is the last one standing. But either way, I hope that they all lose and take, like, you know, the fullest responsibility, because they have been terrible people for a long time. And if you don't know, Denims low-key was doing some really strange, you know, X-rated material where she was trying to seem childlike. I'm just saying. On top of being a bad person and spreading lies and misinformation. But the end of the year next year, like a year from now, there should be insane amounts of like updates, and those will be very good videos. So it might be, you know, a few weeks or months from now, or maybe an entire year before we actually get into this saga, but I can't wait to see it. Hopefully Ethan comes out on top. Hasan confronted by Chinese police. Of course, with all these videos that I do on iDubbbz, there's always a Hasan segment, since he wants to be like Hasan so bad, and since also h3h3 is connected to this as well. I always like doing these segments, like somewhat at least, but this one's kind of interesting. To go on, a woman by the name of QT Cinderella, which I think I've talked about in the past, called out Hasan for being a creep, and here's that clip.
Hasan.
Naughty.
Hasan is naughty.
Addicted to Zins.
Addicted to Zins, posts his package online, tells his friends to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
He also, during Fear and, he put on his costume and he came in and he said, "You can see my in this." And I said, "Hasan, I'm not looking." And then he proceeded to hump the air and he said, "Look." And I said, "I'm not looking."
That's crass.
And then Will did the same thing. They both really wanted me to see their
You don't think it's
penises.
weird that Cutie's female friends are trying to make her look at their penises?
Or you mean her male friends?
Male
Her
friends.
male friends. Sorry, that is what I meant.
Yeah.
Livestream Fails subreddit took this clip down, claiming that it was old news and anything over 14 days old shouldn't be posted, which is super weird to me. They said it was for quality content purposes, but like, I just don't understand this at all. If this guy's being a creep or a bad person, why can't we re-upload this or keep reminding people? I don't know. But Hasan's also recently been to China, and he went on a whole Chinese run, heavily promoting the country for whatever reason, but he ended up getting stopped by police in Tiananmen Square, or however you say it, and it was asked if they could go through his phone while he was streaming. He still defends China and says the US cops are still worse, and here are those clips.
Roger, you seen this? Oh, yeah. Looks good. Yeah. 这是什么呀？他录个视频。你是说导游？没有。哦，这是什么？Stop. OK. 谁是导游啊？还得过来，稍等一下。是啊，你是导游啊？看我们他那个，看我们那装直播那什么东西。让他拿出来，给我看。
OK，要看直播的东西是吗？
对，我看一眼刚你那 photo。
So he wants to see the photo.
哦，我认这个 photo。就刚才他录那个，让他找出来。
So have you recorded anything?
No, not yet. No， 我都看见了。
Yeah, he said he saw.
直播还是什么呀？
Oh, I was holding the camera out, but I didn't do anything yet.
有个手机放那个背景图。对，拿手机弄一背景，那是什么东西？把它打出来。
Still recording?
刚才那个背景。
So he wants to see the background of your.
Of my phone?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or like a live show or.
Other phone.
Oh. I have another phone.
Good on there, but my internet is not so good. Okay, we'll
On your
back. Okay,
the internet on your phone isn't good?
We're back.
We're just waiting for Will to get out of the bathroom now.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if there's a line to the bathroom.
The reality of the matter is, okay, like briefly being questioned by a cop outside of Tiananmen Square is, you know, it's a unique moment of stress. It happens, right? But like, what is so insane to me is that, like, I'm a person who has had altercations with American police. I'm a person who's had altercations with police in European capitals. You know, I've interacted with cops all around the world. I've gone to protests. I've been tear gassed. I've been pepper sprayed. I've been, you know, I've been stun grenaded. Like a stun grenade exploded in my head. like near my head, me and March's head, when we were in Los Angeles in my own backyard. And it's so crazy that that brief interaction of you know, a bunch of like one, not even a bunch of, like one young Chinese cop slash soldier, I don't know if he was a cop or if he was a soldier or not, like showing up to be like, what's on your phone? And like having like a 1 minute altercation has been blown up into this much more significant thing. Like, I've been detained by my own country, man. Like, I've been detained by my own country, my own country's Customs and Border Protection and Customs and Border Patrol. And we're talking about like a cop coming up and being a little aggro. First and foremost, here's the thing. Okay? First things first. What does he say? Hasan Piker declares, I don't have any patriotism for America while streaming from Tiananmen Square. No, I said I don't have any patriotism in general, which is why I don't like I find it fascinating that the Chinese people do. That was my point. Whenever the police showed up, they thought, so that thing that we went to, okay? The flag raising ceremony is not, it's not in focus. Hold on, I'm gonna fix it. The flag raising ceremony that we went to is not a thing that white people normally go to, right? It's not normally something that like white people attend, right? And I assume that they are probably extra attentive and extra careful about people coming to you know, do, like, there's a reason why, for example, there were Chinese nationals on each other's backs, right? But I knew that like if we did it, we would get called out by cops. Because like by and large, especially like the government is aware of like how they are perceived, or how much like you know, anti-Chinese propaganda exists out there. And I think the older people are also aware of it as well. But I think the younger populations in China are ironically enough less aware. Like the younger normies are less aware of the animosity that exists, which shouldn't exist at all, obviously, but unfortunately does. And it's almost entirely one-sided, entirely designed by America. But yeah, we're white. So as foreigners in China at this like national event rather than an international one, where as you guys noticed, like they didn't have any like foreigners there at all. He thought he saw something on the phone. Like he thought we were like making a mockery, you know what I mean? They didn't realize that we were swagged out white boys who love China. Are you being careful with your words? No, I'm just telling you like it is. Like they thought they were being extra attentive to make sure that, you know, no one is you know, making fun of Mao or anything like that, or the ceremony, and that's what they were that's what it was. It's normal for police to take close to foreigners to make sure that white people don't do. It's just yeah, it's a cultural difference, and also they just don't want anyone to pull Logan Paul or anything like that. How was it resolved? What do you mean? We just like talk to him. We just were like, no, that's not, you know, we're not doing that at all. We're just here to experience the event. You know, I told you we'd end up in jail. You got lucky this time. Yeah, okay, calm down. That's not. You're being ridiculous. This is actually one of the things that I want to show Americans in general, because like people have this like false assertion, false notion that it's people have this like false notion that it's like they will arrest you for a meme or whatever. It's not like that at all. Okay, calm down. It's funny because like I've dealt with cops at this point all around the world, as you guys know. So as far as like cops that I've dealt with all around the world, you know, European cops in France, American cops, just European cops in other European countries, and even Japanese cops as well, I will say that it's not even remotely up there. The further west you go, the worse cops get, the more aggressive they get. America being the worst one out of all of them. Thought about it for a brief moment, which is that China is just another country, just like any other country. There's good, there's bad, there's criticisms that you can make, which I do. And also, there's a lot of good. The people are great. The food is amazing. The culture is amazing. And I am very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to be able to actually experience it firsthand, right? But of course, all the foreign affairs people who are aware of me are not very fond of my. They're not very fond of my China trip. Hasan Piker slowly becoming the new Jackson Hinkle, doing Chinese propaganda for a living. Insane. Yeah, it's stuff like this. It's stuff like this that I find to be so strange. Because, like, you should be able to go to countries Okay, like there is no comparison between China and like Israel, for example. You know what I mean? Like nobody gives me this much grief when I go to Japan. Okay, like nobody's like, dude, I can't believe you've traveled to Japan and you love. Oh God, this guy's mentality is so stupid. 3 people with almost identical foreign policy stances. Finnish PhD candidate. Oh, why is NatSeg Twitter like this? I mean, it makes sense.
The thing is, if he got stopped and done that way by America police, he would be on the news places, like every single one he could get on, and he played the victim for decades upon decades. Because he was in another country, one that he supports, I'm guessing, he will defend them. Streamers reacted to this as well, and here are their thoughts.
Everybody calling.
Oh God.
At the peak of everybody calling me, these guys were literally out there doing profiles on me, positive profiles on me. I don't know, it's not loading the Hannity video. Only to now, after Zoran's victory, turn around and be like, actually, this guy that we glazed up, this guy that we glazed up, he was a dangerous.
Well, they only do what they think is going to be beneficial and get them views, right? So if they say something bad, I don't know why he's getting surprised by this. That's just
doing
the way
a profile
it is.
on you does not mean they like you. Yeah, but they didn't have to do it positive.
Yeah, I've had media asked to do profiles on me, but I've chosen to avoid it for different privacy reasons. Like, I've had a lot of opportunities to go on mainstream media and get involved with that stuff, but I just choose not to because I don't really find it much of a priority, and also I value my privacy and my own free time.
Profile on me at all.
Maybe one day in the future I'll do it. I just don't know.
But I think the younger populations in China are, ironically enough, less aware. Like the younger normies are less aware of the animosity that exists, which shouldn't exist at all, obviously, but unfortunately does. And it's almost entirely one-sided. We're white. So as foreigners in China at this like national event rather than an international one, where as you guys noticed, like they didn't have any like foreigners there at all. He thought he saw something on the phone. Like he thought we were like making a mockery. You know what I mean?
He got stopped in his phone, search potential anti-China stuff, so enforcing censorship, then defends it. Is that what happened? You should probably wait for him to go home before like hearing a take about this, and he's still in the country. China doesn't work like all the other countries. Every country is different. China has their own way of proceeding or whatever. I mean, I don't expect him to have a take exactly what he wanted to be until he gets home. I don't think that's crazy to say, no?
Yeah, it's just
guys, I don't blame him for it because he's in a different country, but if he was in America and this happened in America, that's it. His next 35 streams would be about this every day. He would milk it and be like, yo, this is insane. This is authoritarian. This is not okay. This is not right. This, I mean, dude, we're talking about a phone searches like in Endgame. I mean, take for example, Chad, the event where he got stopped at the airport apparently, or something like that, right?
which you're
fair. He can do whatever he wants, but he made a pretty big deal about it.
Just birthed my
That's
son.
like 10 times worse than that scale.
Yeah, I took off the sweater to do mental gymnastics routine. Okay, there it is too. Yeah, I mean, whenever the police, here's the thing, right? Is if the police ever detained Hasan and wanted to look through his phone to see if he had any problematic memes, and he was in the United States, he would be talking about this for the rest of his career, okay? Like this would be, when did you know that we had fascism? Well, you see, one time I was at this place and they asked to see my phone. Like, obviously everybody would say this, right? And so it's just so obviously a double standard, right? So he is white. Yes, exactly, right? You're obviously white. So he likes racial profiling now. Horseshoe theory, indeed. Which actually, I never even thought about that, but you're right. Yes. So he's basically justifying racial profiling, which is like, okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's see here. China gets a free pass. Yeah. And, yeah, all right, let's start racially profiling people. Let's do that. And, he did that at the airport with his phone. Well, yeah, they didn't do that with the airport necessarily. I'm like, the TSA stopped them. Yeah, obviously, because, I mean, again, like, I'm sorry, but if you're the kind of person that's, like, posting about, then, yeah, I would want the TSA to give you a little interview to make sure that you're not right? To be like, hey, so do you want to blow up the country? No? Okay, all right, good. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, no, he's good, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And he'll get stopped again today. Again, probably coming after China. Yeah, sure. Look up the term white monkey in China. That's right. Yeah, Twitch loves Hasan because the baby left-wing propaganda. I think Hasan gets preferential treatment because of his political views also. I do. I absolutely think so. And I think it extends to other people that are like Hasan, like Central Committee. In any normal company, somebody who puts out a hit on somebody else, who talks about beating somebody up, another person that's like an independent contractor of your company, would be instantly removed from the company without even a second of hesitation. Twitch not doing that, I wonder why, right? It's pretty obvious. Like, there's a common variable among every hyper left-wing person is that they can get away with saying the most insane stuff, actively breaking the terms of service, actively doing and saying whatever they want, and nothing ever happens to them. And if it happened to one person, that's not really a big deal. If it happened to two people, 2 points on a graph makes a line, but you can never really be sure. So we've got like 5 or 6 points though, right? That's a lot of points. And I think I'm drawing a pretty close line. Israel does, I think that like Israel lobbies do misrepresent people on a regular basis. And I think that he's right about that. And they don't play fair and they do play dirty. But to act like his problems are because of that, I think are ridiculous. At a certain point, you have to acknowledge that maybe when you have problems everywhere you go, well, yeah, I think we know, right? I think we know.
Of course, the same things that I would say, and I've already been saying. Hasan was also mad he didn't get a Streamer Awards nomination for Chatter Streamer of the Year or anything of the sort, and XQC got it instead over him, which I thought was pretty interesting. And here is the clips of them going back and forth.
Actually, this was the first year I skipped voting. Sharing the losses, huh? I mean, let's be real. You didn't promote it enough. It was mentioned once when you had 22K viewers on the end of a 9-hour broadcast. Yeah. That's still larger than 99.9% of all of the other. Dude, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like, really? You think XQC was nominated for Just Chatting Streamer of the Year? Can you make that work in your brain? Chatter, who said, oh, you didn't have that many viewers when you were promoting it and also voting on it. Who cares? I don't care about the Streamer Awards. I don't care about the Streamer Awards. Literally live streamed with the president.
So doing one, and by the way, this was the extent of XQC's live stream with Trump. Hi! Okay, that was it. That was the whole thing.
Current president. But yes. I guess he's not considered a political streamer because
that's not his entirety of his content. And him being on Aiden's stream while Aiden interviewed Donald Trump for 5 minutes is not equivalent to you spending hours every single day doing politics. That's correct. These two things are not equivalent to each other. Yes.
XQC. And Aiden Ross.
Who also wasn't nominated, by the way.
On Kick.
Who was not nominated.
But I don't think AT&T has an issue with XQC in the same way that they have an issue with me.
I wonder why.
You didn't have a whole live stream with Trump like Aiden Ross did. Maybe top influencers in the rep beyond vote. And Aiden Ross has so many streams with Nick Fuentes, who's an actual anti-America. Yeah, I mean XQC.
XQC what?
XQC literally streamed with Donald Trump. And I don't think AT&T has any problems with XQC. AT&T literally blacklisted me. AT&T likes XQC.
Yeah, duh. You think streaming with the president for like a day or like a few hours is the same as making political content every day?
He streamed with Donald. That in and of itself is a perfect example of this.
I don't understand this at all. It's crazy. And yeah, what is this? And it's nuts. Of course, obviously, XQC isn't a political creator. How do you even say this? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, Hasan got stumped. Can't believe you get nominated for most. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay.
If you put in all the data, the worst actor in all the smear campaigns, the biggest smear of smear campaigns is Hasan to himself. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm saying this as the most chill, neutral he smeared himself so badly that people just observing the smear can't say that that's smearing him. Come on, bro. Brother, you put yourself in an unwinnable position. And you dragged all your friends with him and refused to give them any ammo that they needed to defend themselves fighting your own battle, which is diabolical. You take a fight, you go, guys, we're fighting this. And when it goes dry, you walk out, you go, guys, hey, enjoy. I hope you guys win this battle. I'm not. What is that, man? That is weird.
XQC.
Yo.
And Aiden Ross. On Kick. But
I mean, could have been him with the mayor, but I mean, he kind of made a joke out of the citizens of that city getting blown to pieces. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it could have been him. It was edgy.
What do you mean? Yeah, Hasan got stumped. Can't believe you get knocked.
Yo, when the lightning strikes your dog, but it's you doing it, buddy, it's not politics. It's just you being weird. Brother, what a false equivalency.
Think of it through the point of view of Twitch or whoever. You would not want him nominated or even at the event, which he was, by the way. He was still at the event. I don't know if he got nominated for anything, but he was at the event and people were making jokes towards him and stuff, but still. And also, if he got nominated or anything after everything he has done, it would be seen as biased and unfair, which most of these events are. Hasan was offered to debate Ben Shapiro on CBS, but declined because it wasn't about, you guessed it, Palestine. Because apparently I can't go a Hasan segment without having to say those words. And here is those clips.
I leaked some tea after this video was going viral on Twitter, and that tea is that they literally are trying to get me to do a debate on CBS News with a person that happens to be on this panel, Ben Shapiro. That's right. They literally want me to do a CBS News debate with Ben Shapiro. And I said I would do it as long as it was about Israel-Palestine. And they want to do it over capitalism. And I was like, that's boring, you know? So it's so funny that she's like saying this. It's so funny that she's talking with Ben Shapiro on that panel. And she's literally on the sidelines trying to set up a debate between me and Ben Shapiro. So what happened? You're like, oh, we need to sideline people like Hasan Piker at CBS News while, you know, in private, she's trying to set up a debate.
Chat, listen. He's just mad. He said no to this debate because they wouldn't put the collar on him. Let's keep it a bucket. Ben wouldn't wear the collar, and if he can't shock it in a debate, he's not doing it. He doesn't want to do it. I think it's unfair.
They literally want.
Yeah, but yeah, if his socialism capitalism take is, he says it's the most important thing or whatever, and he says that guys, we keep fighting the good fight. Whatever. Why wouldn't he take the debate though? Isn't that his main thing?
I'm not gonna not say that because I'm afraid like live stream fails is gonna.
Dude,
like, I can't live
what
my
is
life
going
that way.
on?
Afraid of live stream fails. Like that's. Like, let's also put it.
Chat, what do Hasan orbiters, chat, look like they're fucking like answering an interrogation at the police station or whatever when they're on stream? What is it like? Look like they're being questioned, like by the you know what I mean?
This way.
He also talked about a YouTuber named Pegasus, which I don't really like at all. And he also talked about Asmongold's recent video on him, and here are those clips.
More Pegasus made a dozen videos about you in the past few days. I love that guy. That guy is my favorite YouTuber, honestly. He's the best in the business. Every other day, there's another Hasan is finished video that comes out of those guys. It's awesome. I thought Andy Pants Gaming was, yeah, until we found out that he like had made AICP, lost the custody of his children. And yes, that is exactly what that's exactly what my haters are doing out there, okay? It's just about waiting. Just waiting it out. They're making mad money from you. I mean, I don't give whatever, dude.
Hopefully, I'll put his kids through college if anyone actually is stupid enough to have sex with them. And then their kids won't be just as dumb as their dad. Hasan is a vibe that bears love and hate. Exactly. That would otherwise be like, oh, let me check in to see what this guy was saying. Those guys will watch those brain-breaking, thought-terminating slop tubers and go, yeah, this guy. And then we lose those guys to the right-wing pipeline eventually because they're just rudderless. Okay? That's what I'm sad about. That's what I'm always sad about. See? Don't you sort of think you're reaping what you sow a little bit? I mean, it's literally always a 40-month chatter. First of all, that was a 6-month chatter. These are the people you created, homie. The chickens are coming home to roost. Like, all of these, for the record, all of these losers that behave like this, all of hyper scrutinizing, endless puritanical spiral enjoying leftists actually give Asmongold's audience a fantastic opportunity to sit around and jerk off about how dumb we are on the left, because we are. Okay? It's guys like this that make out like bandits here. They look at us and then we laugh, and they laugh at us. Okay? Some of the most hateful, most bigoted, neck-bearded losers love this kind of constant crash out infused discourse on the left. Okay? Look, he's saying chickens come home to roost. I'm here to watch you fall apart. His goal is to sound sarcastic and jokey, but also like he's sincere, but just tricking the normies with the sarcasm vibes. He's not alone in feeling this way about Nick. And it's an intentional strategy that Nick is utilizing to obfuscate to people what he truly believes. His communication strategy is why he's so successful. Yeah, it's also ironic because this communication strategy that he is deploying is literally what liberals think I'm doing. The context nuke in and of itself was literally that, presenting me as a Nick Fuentes style figure, but on the left, right? And it did work on a lot of people because it presented a clips out of context where me saying like liberals are so easy to dupe by Republicans and they get duped by Republicans all the time. Liberals get duped by right-wingers all the time. I hate that was shortened to liberals are so easy to dupe. I'm actually lying to liberals about my position when I'm not. I'm pretty open about my position on virtually every single point, with like maybe the exception being what he says about Israel, even though I spend a good deal of time explaining to people why his opinions on Israel are still ultimately different than mine, because it comes from an anti-Semitic position, right? It's never just like, I don't like Nick Fuentes' vibes. Or even with someone like Asmongold, even with someone like Ethan Klein, I spend a good deal of time explaining to you exactly what my disagreements are with the type of content that these guys are consuming and the type of content that these guys are putting out there. But for some strange reason, every single one of my naysayers will just lean into clips out of context that show me in the exact opposite worldview that I currently maintain, that I've been advocating for a decade plus. Okay? This is a problem. And then their fans or people that actually encounter their content in the wild or see some of these clips turn around and go, you know what? Those clips were valid. Those clips were actually valid. I won't describe to you what my anger and resentment stems from. I won't describe to you what my anger stems from, but I will tell you that you're bad and you're wrong. This has gotten a lot worse because of the Elon Musk Twitter takeover. It's become serialized. It's very profitable. But yes, it has become insufferable.
A possible former college classmate made a statement about how Hasan was back then on Reddit, and here is it. The title of the post is, I went to college with Hasan, here's what he was really like. Hey DGGers, for the past few weeks, Hasan has been trying to rewrite his history around his college career. He claims that he was broke/poor during that time, but this is far from the truth. Hasan was a member of TDX, one of the largest and wealthiest fraternities on campus. The frat house was a $1 million mansion. They had a horrible reputation on campus for being rich D-bags, which can be seen in their reviews from the time. There's even reference links in this as well, which is really cool. I can confirm that these reviews are true. They were a fraternity completely obsessed with partying and creeping on women. I heard many stories about the brothers making girls feel uncomfortable and unsafe. Hasan was not an exempt from this description. In fact, he was known for it. Now that Hasan has become a socialist grifter, many of his fraternity brothers now hate him and post about it on Twitter. Some criticisms are tame, quote, I almost feel bad for the idiot who thinks Hasan is actually a socialist. Others are more serious, Hasan bragging about threesomes and getting banned from our house for slapping girls' butts. And another quote saying, Hasan spent his 4 years at college trying to break down doors and are girls, which is absolutely insane. Both of these accounts interacted with Hasan's Twitter between 2010 and 2013 when his handle was still the House of Piker. Hasan has tried to distance himself from his fraternity in the recent years. Most think it is because it conflicts with his leftist socialist image. While this is true, there are bigger reasons for this. In 2017, after Hasan had graduated, his frat was involved in the death of a student, despite the fact that the frat was on a cease and desist order and was prohibited from sponsoring and or hosting any fraternity-related events. They held a Christmas party where alcohol was served to minors. One of those unders was too drunk to walk home, got lost, and ended up getting hit by a train. This was a major scandal on campus. TDX was stripped of their fraternity house and their affiliation with Rutgers. Despite this, chapter, or quote charge, continued to operate as an underground entity so that they could continue to party and harass women. Please do not let Hasan continue to lie about his time at college and his frat bro style. This man has not changed since college. He has just refined his grift. And this extra screenshot I have is some of the tweets and some of the references that were shown. And this is absolutely insane. We knew that he was lying about some other things being rich and stuff, and we heard some rumors of him going to a brothel and, messing around with unders in a different country. It might have been Thailand, I can't exactly remember. But, we've heard of all this stuff, and now there's even these other rumors, which I don't know how he's going to respond to, or if any, how do you respond to this, and how do you get people to believe you, especially whenever you had connections early on. This is a super bad look. And he used to be really much a frat bro. You could hear it in his voice, you could see it in old clips, and even more recently, he tries to call Destiny a sex pest, but he seems to be projecting there whenever he is a very much creepy and perverted dude himself. But to continue with the entire Chinese segment, while Hasan was out internationally, he got trolled about the Kaya incident, and here's that clip.
Yeah. Please, I don't have my phone with me. Can we just do screen photo? Here. Yeah. Right. Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, the power of...
But Asmongold and some others react to this clip, and Asmongold goes on to, laugh and say it's one of the best clips out there, and then Hasan responds to this one clip for nearly 9 minutes and tries to say that Asmongold is inciting violence, and tries to compare the situation of being trolled about his dog that he misuses to Emeru being assaulted at TwitchCon, which is absolutely insane. And here are those clips.
This might be clip of the year.
Clip of the year. I think this could be it.
No, I think this is the clip of the year, chat. It's so based. Dude, you're such a loser. Clip of the year, chat. Yeah. Yeah. It's based. Yeah. Take a shower. Take a shower. Go outside. See the daylight for once in your life. Pick up a weight. Lift some weights. Stop drinking Dr. Pepper. And I say this as someone who loves drinking Dr. Pepper. Go outside. Enjoy life. Why do these people do this? Yeah, he says that while this happened to Emeru. That's the other side of it. Yeah. He'll do 8 hours talking about how it's fucked up that this, weird stalk people show up and harass Emeru. But then he masturbates with his stupid inside audience when it happens to someone he doesn't like. It's called hypocrisy. Okay? I know a lot of people love talking about hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy. This is precisely what I was talking about when I said these guys literally egg on their fan bases so that they can get one socially maladjusted loser from their fan bases to finally take the step and go outside in person. And then they egg it on. Back in the day, swatting, for example, or this kind of behavior was frowned upon in the entire community. People would never actually highlight it or promote it. That time is gone now, okay? Is no hold barred. It's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah, based. Next time you should have a gun. Yeah. Also, that unwashed has been running away from having a conversation with me for the past 2 years almost at this point. So think about that. Think about how cowardly you have to be that you have to sit around in your little hug box and talk about how I am and how dangerous I am and how the government should actually take action against me, and then celebrate when finally someone comes up to me in public, even though you're scared to go outside on your own, and celebrate that sort of thing, but you can't even deal with me in person. It's just stanky cowards, all of them. Losers, man. Ugh. Hasan compares his sniper being, that's not what you mean. I can already tell this line of attack. Yeah, I know. But it's still hypocritical. This is what I mean when I say there are content creators who egged it on, right? There are content creators who egged. That was not like a horrible situation at all. Partially because I'm a big boy, I can handle myself, and I think I handled it fairly well. So much so that they had to literally mute a part of the reaction where I was like, "Hey, man, have a good day," and we just moved on, right? But what do you think is going to happen next time when you are celebrating that sort of stuff? What if next time the guy actually doesn't just have like a Kaya photo, but instead actually has a gun, has a knife, does something more up? What if some people have already done something like this? What if some people have already stalked someone like myself and maybe I haven't talked about it publicly? What if people have already stalked my physical location and tried to me and people around me? Do you feel like it's a good thing that you keep celebrating this? I guess you'll make more content if the next time someone does something such as that, and they actually have a gun or a knife or something like that, and I experience bodily harm, you'll turn around and go, "Oh, how could this have happened?" You don't know. You don't know. Just because I don't talk about every single thing that I do off camera doesn't mean that you should let go of your principles and entertain this kind of thing. Anyway, really stupid. It is truly a stupid thing for someone like Asmongold to entertain this kind of stuff. It is. It's a very, very stupid thing for him to do. Because not only could something far more consequential happen to me after he has egged it on and cheered it on without saying, "Hey, I think it's really up. If you're like a hater of a content creator, you probably shouldn't approach them in public like that." Instead of saying that, which would be the normal thing to do, you celebrate it. What happens when someone comes up to me and actually has an interest in engaging me with, engaging me in a more physical way? What if that's already happened? What if that's already happened? Just because I haven't talked about it doesn't mean it hasn't happened. What if that's already happened? What if it happens to you? Content creators know that other content creators' addresses are fairly easy to find online, whether it be my address or whether it be Asmongold's address. Content creators also know that other content creators are constantly having to deal with this kind of stuff behind closed doors. There's a reason why content creators don't talk about this kind of stuff in order not to egg it on. What happens when this happens to you the next time you're going through a drive-thru at Wendy's? Someone took Tim Pool's beanie and talked about it as though it was an assassination for years on end. Guy fucking stalks me with malicious intent. It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day because, you know, I'm going to diffuse that situation because most people are not going to behave too crazy in the normal world, right? But like, there's a lot of effort that he put into this. Do you not think that this is not normal behavior? Do you think that this is behavior that should be celebrated? Are you that stupid? There was a time and place when that kind of celebration would have been immediately banned, okay? Like, I cannot believe it. I'm one of the biggest content creators on the platform. Asmongold's one of the biggest content creators on the platform. A stream sniper shows up. Asmongold celebrates it. 4 years ago, Twitch would have instantly banned Asmongold. Like, no questions. Anyone who does like that, they would get banned. If I did that, I would get banned. Incite violence, right? I'm inciting violence. This is directly an incitement for more violence. And it's also directly incitement for more violence will come back to you inevitably as well. It's a really, really, really thing to do if you're a content creator. And it's also very short-sighted for you. What do you think they're going to do or say to you when you go outside? You got a lot more haters than I do, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about going outside. I'll go outside every day. You are terrified of going outside. You got more haters than I do. Why the fuck do you think you can just lean into this shit on the internet? Emaru, that's the other side of it. Yeah. He'll do 8 hours talking about how it's up that this, you know, weird stock people show up and harass Emaru. But then he this stupid inside audience when he doesn't like. It's called hypocrisy.
No, it's not. Do you really think that what happened to you is on the same level as that? What are you talking about? I mean, this is a little bit... This is a mountain and a molehill.
Okay? I know a lot of people love talking about hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy.
No,
this is precisely what I was talking about.
No, it's not. Somebody physically you is different than somebody showing a picture next to you. And it's the picture of a joke. They're joking. It's a meme. By the way, a meme that you've posted. You've posted the Kaya meme like 5 times.
Also, that unwashed has been running away from having a conversation with me for the past 2 years almost at this point. So think about that.
The conversation is, look at this person that showed the photo of a meme that I've reposted on Twitter. Isn't this the same thing as whenever somebody that you know got... Wow, this is very hypocritical. Or, oh yeah, Ethan's frivolous lawsuit that I intentionally tried to misrepresent over and over and over. You can't have a conversation with people that don't agree on basic reality. You can't. And I also just generally don't like doing it, if you want me to be honest. I'm not really much of a debater. I don't enjoy it. It's not in my nature. I'm sorry, but I'm just not that kind of guy.
Cowardly you have to be that you have to sit around in your little hug box and talk about how I am and how dangerous.
Well, look at this guy in chat, right? And his full name is 100% public. We should use it. This is the kind of people that you have in your chat. I don't know if this is like a subscriber badge or something like that, but that's a crazy thing to say. So you've got these same schizos in your community too. So before you worry about my community, why don't you fix your own? That's nuts.
What happens to you the next time you're going through a drive-thru at Wendy's?
Somebody shows a meme? I don't know if I'd survive.
Wow. This is the person that is farming hate on Emaru and telling everybody that I killed my mom and is a moderator for Hasan. Remember when Hasan was baby raging over XQC and your chat's being unmoderated? Yep, that's right.
Whenever your chat was calling me out, bringing my name up for no reason, or just allowing to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was up.
Well, the worst part is that the real on his community comes from his moderators themselves. Clean up your own house before you worry about mine. You don't want me to react to your stream sniping clips? I'll never do it again, and I'll delete the clip. Just let me know. That's it. Yep, that's fine. If I had thought it was problematic or dangerous or put you in a weird spot, I would have never reacted to it, and he knows that. It's that simple. So, yep. And I don't know what else to say, right? And if there's anybody, I mean, like, as I said, he has mod, and, like, you know, if he wanted to talk to my mods, like, we would delete anybody who's posting things that are, like, problematic about him. It's just weird, right? I mean, like, I think it's something that transcends, like, politics or anything like that, right? It does. And so I'm fine with that.
Websites and platforms that they rely on, that their fan bases go to find my address, to harass me. Okay?
This was a legendary crash out for absolutely no reason. All he had to say was, hey, don't react to my stream sniping stuff because I think it could incentivize people to do something worse. And I would have said, I understand, I won't do it. It'd be super easy. But you had to be the most unreasonable and the most mad about this. Like, and this is the thing, right? Is like, do you really think that I would have reacted to that and looked at it and talked about it if I thought in my mind that it would put you in danger? Of course not. Absolutely not. But you're going out here and you're getting super mad over what? It's very clearly not on purpose. It's outrageous.
Free Palestine.
All right. And then it was on camera, and then I posted it on my Instagram story celebrating it. He probably have an aneurysm, right? I mean, I would never do that, for the record.
That was an aneurysm? I mean, I don't think that was really an aneurysm at all. Hasan showing support for same account that harassed Ethan and Gila. Oh, so he's supporting the person that went to harass them in public? I'm gonna be honest, this definitely makes him look bad whenever it's like, this is like, you're trying to make an appeal to safety, but meanwhile, you have somebody who's like 5 times more aggressive than the guy that showed the picture that's doing this to Ethan in real life. And also, like, by the way, like, it found them out in the wild. Like, that's crazy. And now you're trying to do this. Like, this is why would you do this? It's what's so shocking to me about like this. Whenever Hasan does this, is that it's like you think that it's almost like it's like you're acting, right? Because like there's no way that you could go and do something that's this hypocritical. It's like you've got to be like memeing or joking around, right? And even, by the way, keep this in mind. I take other people's safety so seriously that even after seeing this, I would still, without even a question, respect his wishes to not talk about stream snipers with him ever again, if that's what he asks.
You probably do 8 weeks of content. I was...
Like you were detained? Yeah, whatever happened with that, huh?
There's a hit out on me. They tried to assassinate me.
Yes, how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
Oh, this
No,
is.
you don't.
Oh, here's another video of him being harassed in public randomly too. That's cute. Some of these people, some of this is just so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. It is so self-serving. I don't understand it at all. It's not stupid, but I don't know, man. It makes it hard to believe that. I don't know, like, because this is really like having a generational clip like this, right? Where it's just like you say, oh, I wonder what would happen if the thing that, what do you call it? If the thing that already happened. It's just crazy. Like, what are we even talking about with this? So yeah, I don't know what to say with it, but it's very annoying. It's very stupid. It's just like outrageous. This is an unnecessary crash out for no reason. All you had to do was say, hey, don't react to the stuff. Now you're talking about people's addresses and everything. Just relax.
Hasan tries to say that trolling is somehow linked to promoting harm against him. This wasn't the case at all, and he's being hyperbolic once again. and just in a super weird way, in a very dangerous way even. If anything, you are the one here that has incited violence or wanted violence towards people, as you've said multiple times on social media platforms. Asmongold could not promote online harm against you and hasn't. You are the only one allowed to do that online. He laughed at a harmless joke, and Hasan tries to say, what if I've been dealing with stuff behind the scenes about getting harassed and stalked? You would have played victim by now. Okay, so shut up. Stop using that card. Either say it or don't. Stop trying to be vague. Have you been getting harassed? Have you been getting stalked? Can you actually blame people for how, like, extreme you are? But also, yeah, it shouldn't be happening. But at the same time, quit being vague and quit being stupid and try to be like, oh, this might be happening. Because last time you were vague, which we're going to get into, you were lying. He talks about it being not normal behavior and how Asmongold would have been banned for this if it was back in Twitch. You are not normal behavior, and you would have been banned way before him for the actions you do. So quit trying to play that victim role and talk about who should be banned whenever you have been needing to be banned for such a long time. Tectone responded saying he would do a boxing match against Hasan on Asmongold's behalf, which will never happen, sadly. Hasan ducked Sam Hyde, a dude that is like considerably older than him, I believe. Ducked Sam Hyde. He's not going to fight some Tectone, you know what I mean? Nicholas Diorio also made some comments during this as well. One saying that Hasan was probably going to run for president at some point, and here's that clip.
I want you guys to know that when this guy runs for president, okay, it is probably going to be the most financially lucrative couple of months of my entire life. The drama YouTubers never really get the presidential election boost, okay? But when stuff like when Hasan Piker runs, it'll be the first time the drama YouTube gets the boost.
He was watching Superman the movie, and he says, "That's so mean."
I'm that guy. He said, "I'm that guy."
That's so much.
Don't speak it into existence. Oh, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. You're lying to yourself if you don't. If you think this guy's not going to run for president, you're literally lying to yourself. It's going to happen.
Much like me. I mean, bro, what the? Okay, you're like Superman. You're reposting thirst traps on TikTok.
He's Homelander, chat.
I don't know. Just as a person, as someone who, you know,
was he born in the U.S.? He was born in New Jersey, right?
Is an adult that walks through this world. Just imagine sharing thirst traps about you from these deranged like fan accounts. It's just it's so
Nicholas Diorio's latest video.
He'll run for mayor in L.A. Maybe I don't know, dude. Because if he loses or something, or if it doesn't go well, he might like poison himself from being a.
I just self-kept.
I wonder if he would, but I don't think streamers will ever win. I think that maybe in like the next term or two, that's more possible. But I still think it's stupid either way. I think that most of these people, like streamers and all this, are not going to get like, you know, put in for president. It might be possible, but I feel like Hasan is way too hated online, and everything's going to come out way harder if he tries to do a political campaign of any sort. Because you think that these videos, like a lot of these videos are happening now, just wait till all these news sources, like literally just show all the information, all the stuff he's done. No one's going to be able to support him in a political campaign run. Except his orbiters, which is what? Not enough people? You know what I mean? He doesn't have hundreds of millions of followers. He only has a few million at most. He calls out Hasan for being a brand risk and had to be taken out of a sponsored video because sponsors don't even want to have their name affiliated with a video on Hasan. And here's that clip.
Again, as somebody who lost a sponsorship because they were going to put it on a Hasan video, I could believe that that would be a brand risk. I've never had that problem for an Ethan video, a Destiny video, an iDubbbz video, but when I went to put one on a Hasan video, they said, we don't want to sponsor politics right now.
This shows how bad of a person Hasan really is, and I wonder why Hasan was allowed at the Streamer Awards. That was a whole failure of an event off of that alone, and there were several other issues that came around from it. Stuff with like Raikai, Kaisanat, some of these people that just don't deserve to even have a platform or to get these awards at all. And one last comment from him, and this segment will end. But for context, Hasan and Pokimane, two of the most insufferable people on Twitch, did a stream together and were getting asked for marriage advice. And here's that.
What I wanted to do, like, to confront him is, like, have, like, a therapist between us, you know?
Oh, dude. I know a perfect person you can call. Getting advice from these two. Dude, you're getting advice from 34-year-old frat bro and a person who bought herself her own engagement ring last week about what you should do in marriage. And that's ignoring the fact that they're live streamers with like no real world experience outside of their craft. I mean, this is just like, you're asking for trouble. This is how you ended up marrying someone who lied about being 10 years younger. Yeah, I mean, I'm now understanding how this happened to you. Hasan's advice would never... Did you never look at his license? He never showed you his driver's license before? That hadn't come up? Hasan's advice would be never admit you're wrong, even when you are, even when it's on video. Yeah, Hasan would be like, listen, dude, all right? Just keep telling... Hasan would be like, listen, I'm literally not 57 years old. I'm literally 47. But if I was 57, that would actually be better, because people who are 57 are actually better at X, Y, and Z, and I'd be closer to retirement, would be able to retire, and I'd be able to get my 401k. But, like, I'm not. But even if I was, it'd be totally fine. So why are you mad? Why are you even criticizing me right now? You guys suck. I hate you. I hate everyone here. I hate everybody. I'm black-pilled. I hate the left. I hate the woke. I'm done. That would be his response, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Twitch just needs to die. I know this is a hot take from Nick Diorio. I might have even said this last stream, I don't remember. The culture at Twitch just, like, begs for this to happen. You don't see creators like Denims doing on YouTube. Like, people do reaction content on YouTube, but not like that. Nobody's watching full movies or whatever sitting on stream, and certainly not with, like, 2,000 concurrent viewers watching. It stopped in, like, a day. Some of it's the culture. A lot of it is that Twitch just lets this run rampant. And I do think that, like, if anybody's threatening the ecosystem, it's the fact that Twitch just cannot moderate their platform. Twitch has no problem with moderating jokes and speech, but they draw the line at anything that could actually damage the ecosystem.
Chronically and continuously.
I will never forget getting that email that I show every so often on stream, where Twitch basically puts out an apology saying, hey, listen, we never thought they'd come for us in regards to DMCA. Hey, yeah, we don't have any systems in place to stop this. You guys should take a course on copyright infringement. That was still, to this day, one of the most unhinged emails I've ever gotten from something that's owned by, like, a company like Amazon. Like a small startup, Amazon.
Hasan versus H3. Now, I always enjoy Ethan's output and talking of situations, whether it's about Ian and Anissa or Hasan, and it takes some of the bad energy out, I feel. Like, I like ending the videos off on some of the H3H3 clips because it kind of cleanses everything. The first clip goes over how Hasan has been reposting weird posts on TikTok, and here's that.
I feel every time Hasan flirts with Cutie Cinderella. Oh! He retweeted this one of a fan obsessing over his supposed on-screen romance with his friend Cutie Cinderella. This one crosses a line. You can turn on the audio for this one, Zach, I think.
If it's what you truly want.
So it says, I genuinely feel every time Hasan flirts with Cutie Cinderella.
I can wear her skin over mine. Her hair over mine. Her hands as gloves. Her teeth.
Do you think that's regular stuff to reshare?
That's unhinged.
Like, obviously the video itself is weird enough, but it's... Why is he retweeting a conspiracy about him flirting with his friend who posts ungodly amount of soul-crushingly cringe thirst trap? You guys an example as I scroll here at some of the stuff he reshares. Here's the one. I dare you to watch this. I dare you to watch this. Imagine sharing this.
No.
Bro, imagine having the... First of all, there should be a certain level of self-monitoring shame that should prevent someone from sharing this. But just imagine, what are you doing, man? And then all of them, by the way, look at the user. User loves Hasan. So not only is he, it's so uncomfortable. Here's another one. My reaction when I saw Hasan as Superman. Why would you share this? Look at this. Dude, who's making these? Yes, yeah. Psychosexually obsessed much there, Zach? Also, these are like exclusively thirst-trapping fan accounts that he reshares. That is not normal. This type of culture of fan parasocial obsession has to be encouraged by the user. Otherwise, these people would never bother because they live for that recognition. That person you saw in it goes, liked 9 times, shared 8 times, commented 1 time. Like, they're obsessed. And if he never interacted with them, which he shouldn't, by the way, he's encouraging like parasocial obsession. But the reason these accounts persist is because they know he's there to give them. And that's the same reason why people still send on Snapchat, because they know he opens them.
Okay.
And even though he doesn't respond, they see Hasan viewed this and they're like, oh, he likes it. Let me send him more. Like this is just really, 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 really not well behavior. Look at all this.
It's so cringe.
It's also they look, they did all the work for us. Liked it 9 times, reposted 7 times, commented 1 time. Started this year.
Wow.
That's done all this work since February.
Ian was also exposed for having weird reposts on TikTok. One of them was like talking bad towards Teddy Fresh, but it's that same girl that like used to be a dancer and has terrible opinions in the first place. He also responded to the QT Cinderella story from the last segment saying this: S harassment, no question. Ludwig, what the frick, bro? Support your girlfriend. That's not crass, it's disgusting. Next one is some Instagram story responses and videos to go along with them. He responds to Hasan talking about 2 gay dating apps that are banned in China, as people are, trying to criticize China in his chat, and he says, I think it's fair to start asking Hasan if he is a state actor for China. He's on par with Tucker Carlson outside of a Russian supermarket. Regardless, he's made it abundantly clear that he does not give a single care about gays. And here's the clip.
Why China block gay dating apps? I don't think that's true. I think you saw that on Twitter. I don't know if that's true. It's true. Apple removes Chinese gay dating apps on government order. Okay, but that's Apple. Huh? Blued and Finca, 2 of China's most popular gay dating apps, suddenly disappeared from Apple's Chinese App Store, fanning fears among LGBTQ people. Dude, that's Apple. Huh? Apple removes Chinese gay dating apps on government order.
Next is a clip of Hasan talking about his past frat behavior, and on the clip, H3 says, I never have shared photos of other people, never once tempted to. Once, someone showed me their girlfriend in an X-rated manner, and I told him that was weird and not to do it again. Hasan and his uncle are pervs. Hasan has a long track record of accidentally sharing X-rated pictures with anyone around him, and he does it on purpose.
And then, of course, they also put up pictures.
Yeah, so they put up pictures of various girls. I don't know if they were sleeping with the girls. I don't know if the girls just happened to send them pictures. But in one of the posts, one of the frat brothers indicates that the girl took the picture when she was 17, which is why we're not going to show it to you. Now, with that said, we have our bro tip correspondent here, our fraternity correspondent, and he will weigh in on this issue.
He's an expert in the field.
Yeah, we don't do that at all, though, at my fraternity.
No, of course not.
Never.
No, never. Okay. All right. So I'm to assume that these guys were idiots for getting caught, but in reality, they represent 98% of what's happening on fraternities. Correct or incorrect?
Not just fraternities, but college in general. I mean, come on. How many, there's got to be moments in your life where even you've shown pictures of a friend or something to another.
That's quite an accusation, Jank. How do you reply to that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Ethan Klein pulls up another clip calling, Hasan a scumbag because he, I think, tries to tell black people like what they can and can't think again, which if you don't know, Hasan has said several things towards black people. And it just doesn't make sense to me. But here's that clip.
I don't care if real black people, especially black academics or, people that write for theroot.com decide to make this a genuine problem. Ultimately, no one cares about it, okay? No one. I don't care. Maybe because I'm white and privileged. You can't tell black people what is or isn't a point of contention, though. Yes, I can. I am literally a political commentator. I have black members in this community, and I tell them all the time. Yes, I can. And I will keep doing it. I don't care. And there is literally nothing you can do about it. Well, if a white man says no one should care about this, then I as a black person can just go, I guess. This seems like another moment, right, where a white person is telling you how you should feel. Sometimes that white...
I do think it's insane, though, and it's obvious that he used to be a frat dude and he is a pest. It's just disgusting behavior in general, and I don't know why people can truly support him, especially if you're a woman, and also if you're a victim of that type of stuff as well, because he doesn't care. He was a victim maker, you know what I mean? But anyway, on to the next segment. End. But that's all I got for today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like videos like these, as I make videos on lolcows, internet dramas, and more. Check out the iDubbbz playlist if you like more Twitch dramas or like streamer dramas mainly. I have a bunch of videos coming out in the future that I'm very excited to make, so I hope you all enjoy them. I have a bunch of ideas. Hopefully they come out good. And again, if you've watched this far to the very end, again, thank you, because that means a lot in YouTube's eyes and in mine in general. Hopefully we'll get a nice grind going, and due to all the ideas I have and stuff for videos, some bigger ones planned. And give me your all's predictions on Frogan in the comments down below. How long do you think she has left of streaming? Do you think she'll just continue to try until it completely falls through? And what happens whenever it completely falls through? Because I feel like it is truly time for her to get a job. I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, legit, she probably does need to go back to work.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
Because she'd make so much money and do such good things if what I'm looking at, her job probably is true, then yeah, just go back to doing that. You know what I mean? Especially part-time, maybe full-time, and then be a part-time streamer. That's okay to do. One question I definitely have for you all is, who is next to fall in the H3 lawsuits? I think Frogan is getting sued, right? And apparently from Denims' comments, Frogan is already folded under the pressures, so maybe we will get some update about her in the soon future, which I'd love to see. I think Denims will fall last, but I feel like she'll fall later next year, and it won't go to October. I don't know how she would have that much money, but I don't know. I don't know if she succeeds that well on Twitch. So it would have to be Frogan next, for sure. I thought she would go down first, like I said earlier, but we'll see. All these guys will put up a facade during the legal battle, just like Kaceytron did, until it is time to fold under the pressure. And I do think that, of course, Denim loses no matter what the situation is. I feel like even if they take it to like a jury where they have to decide the fate, I think if Denims wins in a jury, then it's going to be like a 12 Angry Men type of situation, but it's a bunch of gooners. I think that's the only way she wins. He has the money to extend this stuff out. As he gets more viewers, more money and revenue, then all of these people combined, I would assume, including Ian nowadays in the Big 25. So I think in the end he wins by just out-moneying them. And also, like, I don't see Denims having that much money. And if she's paying for a good lawyer, from what Caleb Hammer said, 100K goes away quick. I don't think she's making that much. So, even with her that, you know, is kind of CSAM-ish in a way. Inspired, I should say. A lot of interesting stuff has unveiled in this video, which I thought was super cool and interesting, like the Hasan, like, not paying for anything, and stuff like that. And, of course, the back and forth with iDubbbz and H3. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching this far. Make sure to also hype the video if you haven't already. Follow my Twitter, is linked in the description below. There was a lot to go over with I think, like I said, I already gave my prediction on the Kaceytron, and like who's next to fall in the lawsuit, and if Denims could really win it. Let me know if you think that Denims has a good chance of winning the lawsuit and Hasan's whole entire thing going on. And in the end, I'm PERK30, and keep God close.
Don't you feel jolly? Don't you feel merry? Don't you feel a little festive?